Welcome back into the Funk Optometry pregame show, getting close to kickoff, which means it's time to catch up with the head coach of the Colby Eagles, Reese McKinney, before tonight's home contest against the Blue Jays of Cimarron. And, Coach, week number one, you get the job done, 35-6, the final score out in Hugoton. Let's start with the positives. You've had a chance to review film, obviously. What's the best thing that you saw your team do, the most positive thing you took away from that week one performance?
Well, I think it was a pretty clean game. I mean, a lot of times in the first game of the season, you see jitters, young guys playing for the first time. So you'll see some big mistakes that might hurt the team, like turnovers or a bunch of mental mistakes and penalties because you're not used to a snap count or hearing motion from the other side or something like that. The little things. Not a lot of the guys did a great job of taking care of the little things. That was my biggest takeaway. They played a really clean game for game one.
Where do you think that comes from? Is that about senior leadership, about maturity of some of your younger guys? Why do you think you were able to come out and play fairly composed and fairly clean?
I think just the circumstances that happened all the way back in February and March. Like I said, these guys came out and they didn't have to show up to 7-on-7. If there was ever an excuse not to lift or not to come out and compete, this was it. They would put in all the effort and all the work they did over the summer, not knowing if they'd get a single snap. That just shows me their maturity, how much they love the sport, how much they want to get better, and it just showed. And they really, I've always said you get what you deserve, and they're really deserving it because they put in the work.
Talking with Colby Eagle head coach Reese McKinney. The flip side of that, what did you look at from week one and say, this is what we need to tighten up, this is what we need to refine just a bit? Well,
we always need to make sure that we're using our hands better. You can always tackle better. So we the touchdown they got on us, that we had a couple of opportunities to make a tackle there, and we got to make sure we do better at that. I took credit for it this week. I like short whistles in the practice, and because I don't want guys getting rolled up or guys getting injured nonsensely, but so I made the whistle longer this week, so we stayed on blocks longer, used our hands better, and I think the guys will improve everywhere we thought we needed to improve.
Did you strike the offensive balance you were hoping to strike in this game? Ryan Myers threw less than 10 passes per game last year, threw 14, completed 10 of them, had 3 touchdown passes. Are we going to see a little bit more throwing the ball this year? Was that just kind of the way the game unfolded more so than a plan to maybe mix in a little bit more passing with a returning starter quarterback?
Well, we would have had some really big plays in the passing if we'd done it in the middle of the field. It just so happened Ryan hit 3 of them for touchdowns. They weren't real long passes, and he threw one in the middle of the field. Peyton jumps up, makes a great play. We'll mix it up, but as far as our identity, we're still a run team. We like to get physical, and if they're not going to stop our run, there's no need to pressure the pass.
New opponent this week, not just for you as the Colby head coach, but in the history of Colby football, they've never played the Cimarron Blue Jays. It's a brand new opponent, brand new league opponent. What stands out to you at first blush taking a look at the Blue Jays?
They're big. You look at their numbers, they're pretty big, and they got some fast guys, and they tried to play Holcomb tough early and then got behind and I think got away from their identity. They ended up having to pass a lot more than I think they're going to want to throughout the season. So we're really still trying to figure out our new opponent in league play. Like you said, I've never coached against them, never played against them, so just what I've seen on one game of film. But they look like they're big and they're fairly well built and fast, so we're going to have to play another clean game.
You face a pass-heavy offense in week one, transition to a team that wants to run the ball and be a little bit more physical here in week two. What's the challenge in going from a pass-heavy offense in week one to a more run-heavy offense in week two? What do you do to adjust to that and prepare for that over the week of practice?
Well, obviously you're gonna want to run a little more zone on the back end because you've got your eyes. Your linebackers can look and read into the backfield a little better, so they can help out on the run more than always having to bail and stay over the top. You can also put them in scuff zones to pick off some of their under routes. They're not going to run as many verticals at us, so we're hoping we can get them in the right place defensively to get a couple of those cheap interceptions on those short slants or short outs and maybe take one to the house. So that's defensively, we've got to do that. And then we've got to be physical interior. Our front four are pretty phenomenal, and their backups are pretty good too. So we've got to stay physical in there, and we've got to try to roll the guys the best we can, keep them as exhaust-free as possible so that they're ready to roll when they're in there.
First home game of the season. Obviously, that brings a lot with it. It's also homecoming night, very different circumstances than a usual homecoming night, but it is still that homecoming football game, which is always one you circle on the schedule. How do you control the emotions for this group? How do you make sure that they're in the right frame of mind to go out and continue to play with that composure and poise you saw in week one?
Well, it's it's a lot different than in the past. So homecoming's always nerve-wracking for a head coach, for all the coaches really, because you don't know how the kids will respond. They got a lot of extra activities all week long. They got a lot of extra things pulling them sideways this way and the other way. This year, that's not the case. So, other people decided there wasn't going to be a homecoming dance. We're not doing floats. We're not doing several other things activity-wise that they used to do in seminar all week. Basically, it was dressing up each individual day, a different costume or different theme. So, to me, this ain't much different than what they're used to compared to past years. So, I don't think these guys will have any problem staying focused. They've done it all week.
What's the biggest factor in your success tonight? What will be the thing you have to do from the get-go against this Cimarron team if you are to protect the home turf and start 2-0?
I think we're going to have to be physical. We ended the game last week that way, and if we start that way, I think we'll like the outcome. Physicality goes both ways. You see it in the running game, but what did you like about the physicality up front? Because I really felt like that was a factor and can be a factor for you moving forward. They did. They moved that offensive line back 2 yards nearly every play last week. A couple times we split double teams for a tackle for loss. We got after a really mobile quarterback and really held him in check on his scrambling. Yeah, that front four did a phenomenal job, and then linebackers did a great job cleaning everything up. And then the DBs did a great job staying over the top, so he couldn't scramble and pick us apart. So just a great team effort on defense. I was really proud of them. Reese McKinney's the head coach of the Colby Eagles. Reese, best of luck tonight. Thank you. We will have the weather update and then the kickoff from Denon Field. When we come back, you're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'll take a small Coke.
And I'll have a large, please.
You know, you can get any size Coke for just $1, right?
So, a small Coke is just $1?
Uh-huh.
And a large is just $1?
Yes. Are you guys okay?
You just blew our different size minds. Sorry, he got excited again.
It's nice getting any size bang for your buck. So come into McDonald's and get an ice-cold, delicious any size Coke for just $1. A la carte only. Price and participation may vary.
There's something in your home's air this fall. Feel it? It's the perfect air that comes from reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. There are savings in the air, too. McKee Inc. is offering $1,350 in rebates, plus payments as low as $132 a month on a new Lennox system. To rethink your air and learn more, call McKee Inc. at 785-462-3132. For great products, big savings, and perfect air, think McKee Inc., your local Lennox dealer. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
One of the largest selection of combines in the entire Midwest is right now at your local John Deere American Implement dealer. Now, with the big selection of used machines, they're all clean, they're ready to roll, they have the service and parts team behind them. They're priced to sell with incentives like low financing, plus amazing lease deals. Yes, combines, plus tractors, sprayers, grain carts, and more at 16 different locations. Contact your local favorite salesman at your local American John Deere dealer. American Implement.
Bowman's understands what you're going through. Your time is lost. Bowman's here for you to honor the lives of those dear to you. Northwest Kansas turns to Bowman Mortuary. Bowman Mortuary. Sometimes the load's too much to carry. When it's time, call on Bowman.
This is Division Weather Ag Meteorologist Chris Schromek with tonight's Friday Night Football forecast. And it looks like we saw temperatures today warm into the lower to mid-60s, which is much warmer than what we saw yesterday. That was in the 50s, and we were talking 30s and 40 degrees there for Tuesday and Wednesday earlier this week. So that 60-degree kickoff temperature can be expected here this evening. The skies will be clearing as games get underway here this evening, and the winds will be switching from a southwesterly direction by the end of the game time to the northwest and be in there around that 10 miles per hour, or rather light. As those skies continue to clear during the overnight hours, we're expecting lows to be around 45. And if you're planning anything outdoors for the weekend, it looks like temperatures will climb back into the 70s, and then we're heading for the 80s for early next week and to the middle of the week. And if you're looking ahead to next weekend's game, we're looking like warmer temperatures. We're expecting game time kickoffs to continue to be in the 70s. And if we see any precipitation, it still looks like it's probably a hit and miss deal for next week.
It's almost kickoff time.
Dennon Field in Colby for the home opener, the second game of this 2020 regular season for the Colby Eagles. They are 1-0 overall and 1-0 in GWAC play. Taking on the newcomers to the GWAC, the Cimarron Blue Jays, who are 0-1 overall and 0-1 in league play. The Eagles have taken the field, did so under the American flag tonight. All of the players carrying an American flag as they came out onto the field. Of course, today, the 19th anniversary of the September 11th tragedy in New York City, Washington, D.C., and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And I don't know the birth dates of each and every one of the Colby Eagles, but I wager a guess that this is the first senior class that has no memory, was not alive before 9/11 happened. So the perspective that these young men have on it is certainly a unique one for those of us old enough to have very vivid memories of where we were and what we were doing on that horrible day 19 years ago. The national anthem has been performed, and now the Cimarron Blue Jays have come out onto the field. The visitors in their road white uniforms, navy blue letters and numbers trimmed in light blue, navy blue pants, try that again, and a navy blue helmet, the Blue Jay logo on the side. Colby in their home black on black with white letters and numerals, a white stripe down the pant leg, and the black helmets with the orange eagle. You are listening to the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride, KRDQ Colby, as the Blue Jays come to their sideline across the way. And we will have the coin toss here momentarily down on Dennon Field, which is sparkling for the occasion tonight. It has been painted by a couple of volunteers who came out earlier this afternoon. The word Eagles and a pair of eagle heads in orange are painted on the field in front of the Colby bench from about the 25-yard line to the other 25-yard line. A really nice paint job done. The field mowed wonderfully, as is the case usually here at Dennon Field. The yard markers, the lines every 5 yards, have been mowed down more severely than the grass in between every 5 yards. Captains tonight for Colby, Ryan Myers, Jaron Rush. Captains tonight for the Blue Jays, Tate Siebolt and Clay Frink. And this is a socially distanced coin toss, I can tell you that right now, as the captains can come no further than the hash marks on their sideline. That is one of the rare concessions to the COVID-19 pandemic that you would see if you were here tonight. I think if you had been in a 8-month coma and you walked up to Dennon Field tonight, you wouldn't know we were in the middle of a pandemic. There is not a great deal of social distancing. I'll go ahead and say none being done in the stands on either side of the field. Not a lot of mask wearing in evidence. All of those things that Keisha, I believe, has tried their very best to mandate for competitions. You're just not seeing that here tonight in Northwest Kansas. Colby appears to have won the toss. We'll go ahead and we'll see what the white hat has to say. And let's check that. It was Cimarron who won the toss. That's 2 straight weeks that Colby has lost the toss. And it's 2 straight weeks they'll be kicking off to start the game as Cimarron has elected to receive. Colby will defend the goal to the east. That means they will kick left to right as you listen. I want to welcome our listeners and viewers tonight across all platforms. KRDQ 100.3 The Ride in Colby, online at nwksradio.com, worldwide on your phone on the Rocking M radio app, or on YouTube. A special hello to our viewers tonight watching the YouTube stream. Search Rocking M Radio NWKS, or just search Colby versus Cimarron, and that should get you the broadcast feed of tonight's game. Sun setting to the west beyond the tree line here, just past that end zone to the west here at Dennon Field, as the Cimarron Blue Jays kick return team comes out to the field. Charles Sawyer and Tate Siebolt are the return men. Carson Van Eaton is the kickoff man for Colby. Eagles trying to go to 2-0. They have won 4 consecutive home openers, and they are 15-1 at Dennon Field under Coach Reese McKinney. Their only loss, of course, coming in the regional round of the playoffs last year. That 28-14 defeat at the hands of the Beloit Trojans. Van Eaton has the ball from the official, puts it on the tee, right on the X, at the middle of that 40-yard line. Paces off his steps, straight back, 10 yards back, and 2 paces to his left. raises his right arm, the whistle blows, Van Eaton approaches, and we are underway in Colby tonight. A short end over end kick angled towards Seabolt near side left. He takes it at the 12, breaks a tackle, still up at the 25, and now wrapped up and thrown forward across the 30 outside the left hash to about the 32-yard line, and that is where the Cimarron Blue Jays will start. Let's call it their own 32, and they will do so with 11:54 showing on the scoreboard clock, and their quarterback is junior Braxton Harrison, 719 for 100 yards and a touchdown in the season opener last week. That 29-19 loss to Holcomb. Harrison threw for 465 yards as the starter last year. Joined in the backfield by Tate Seabolt, Hunter Rennick, the skill position players, Seth Ridnour, Andrew Ridnour, and Charles Sawyer. Rennick is a tight end left. Two backs, one to the left and one behind. Harrison in the pistol, and a first down throw sails over the head of his intended receiver to the left, Andrew Ridnour, who ran a quick out at the 40-yard line. Coverage on the play by Ryan Myers for Colby. Incomplete pass for Harrison on his first attempt. And that brings up a second down and 10. The offensive line for Cimarron: Blake Schilling, Jarrett Bogner, Clay Frink, Tanner Bailey, and Mason Escom. Bogner, Frink, and Bailey all returning starters. Schilling, the biggest of the bunch, of the center at 6'2", 310. Receivers to either side, tight end Rennick to the right. Seabolt the deep back on second down and 10. And a hard count draws Declan Ryan of Colby into the neutral zone. That 5-yard penalty will cost Colby and turn second down and 10 into second down and 5. Rare mistake for Colby, who, as Reese McKinney mentioned in the pregame, really did play a clean football game their first time out. Few penalties and only the one turnover on a third down and long pass attempt by Ryan Myers. It was intercepted. Fullback is Luke Jansen for the Blue Jays to the right of Harrison in that pistol. The handoff goes right to Seabold. Hit the backfield, spun back, and driven down by Peyton Wallmeyer, the senior defensive end. He stopped Seabold on his first carry of the night for no gain. That brings up a third down and 5 for Cimarron on this game's opening drive. Peyton Wallmeyer up front for Colby to start things off, along with Hagan Bowie at the defensive end spots. In the middle for Colby, Declan Ryan and Jake Edmondson getting the start. We saw Ian Rosales start at that DT position last week. Same formation for Cimarron on 3rd and 5 from the 37. Handoff to Seabold. Trying to bounce it outside left. Rush to the tackle of Rush, but Rush held him up enough for the Cavalry to come. Wallmeyer is there, along with Zach Castiglione, the middle linebacker, and they drop Seabold at the 39 after a 2-yard rush. It brings up 4th down, and Cimarron will have to punt. And this was trouble for Cimarron last week. They had 2 bad punt snaps over the head of their punter, Harrison. And that was directly responsible for 9 Holcomb points. One led to a short field touchdown. The other directly led to a safety. 9 points against Cimarron in a game they lost by 10. Van Eaton deep to return for the Eagles. The punt is straight up in the air and end over end. Very short. Bounces at the 44. Takes a Colby bounce back to the 49-yard line of the Eagles. So it's a 12-yard punt with no return, and Colby will start their first drive of the night with 10:27 to play in the first half at their own 49-yard line. Great field position for Colby, who took advantage of that to a great extent. Had 3 short field drives for scores in that 35-6 win over Hugoton. Ryan Myers under center. 10 of 14 last week for 83 yards, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers. Also ran for 64 yards and a score. He's in a shotgun with a running back to his left and receivers 2-by-2. Ball in the middle of the field at the 49-yard line of Colby. Myers takes a chest-high snap, 3-step drop, now sprints to his left, sets his feet, throws outside, and there's nobody home. A diving attempt at an interception on the outside by Clay Frink was fruitless, fortunately for the Eagles. Pass incomplete for Myers on first down. The receiver on the outside there, I think that was Bryce Myers, may have run the wrong route. It was Bryce Myers and Jaron Rush outside, and he was expecting an out route, and that is not what either man ran. So it's 2nd and 10 for Colby. Receivers 2-by-2. Wallmeyer tight end to the right. Bowie the deep back in the pistol set here on 2nd and 10. Now back to Myers. He'll hand off to Bowie, and he charges right into the middle of the line, and Cimarron wins at the point of attack. And Tate Seabolt, the All-State linebacker, helps to drive Bowie back after he reached midfield. 1-yard gain for Bowie on 2nd and long, and it's 3rd and 9 for the Eagles on their first drive of the night. Tate Seabolt had 100 tackles last year. His brother Josh was a standout linebacker at Cimarron, now a standout at Bethel College. runs in the family. Trips left, bunched. Ball between the hashes on 3rd and 9 from midfield. Myers to throw. Bubble screen. Left side. Caught by Rush. Rush has space. Makes the cut. Lowers the shoulder and lunges towards the marker. It's going to be close. Tackle on the outside made by Andrew Rittenauer, the free safety, and it may be measurement necessary. No measurement necessary. First down, Colby. Jaron Rush was able to extend out and get the 9 yards he needed for the first down. So Colby's drive continues as they convert a 3rd and long. They were 7 of 15 on 3rd down last week. 1st and 10 from the Cimarron 41. Receiver, wing, and tight end to the right side, and there was pre-snap movement by that receiver, Colin Carroll. He tried to get a bit of a head start, and instead it is a false start. So the second pre-snap penalty of the night for the Eagles moves them back 5 and makes it first down and 15 back at the Cimarron 46. 9:25 to play in the first quarter, just underway in this one, no score. Same formation for Colby on this 1st and 15. Myers takes a snap, chest high, hands off to Rush. Rush up the middle, stumbling across the 40-yard line down close to the 35. They'll mark him at the 36. A 10-yard run on 1st and 15 for Jaron Rush, showing a nice burst. Got right up the middle behind the left guard, Zach Castiglione, and the center, Declan Ryan. 10 yards on the run for Rush. Brings up a second down at 5. Colby quick to the line. Pistol set. Hagen Bowie, the deep back. Receivers to either side. Motion from the left. Rush into the backfield. It is an option handoff to Bowie, who fights his way forward for a couple across the 35 to the 33. A 3-yard rush for Bowie on 2nd and 5. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for Colby on their first drive of the night. No score with 8.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. 3rd and 2, and it's a short 2. Wallmeyer, a tight end to the right. Myers, a tight end to the left. Bryce Myers, wing to the left side, receiver to the left side. The wing Bowie motions across to the right. Myers takes a high snap, pivot, gives to Colin Carroll, and Carroll is smacked as a flag flies on the contact. That was Tanner Bailey, the defensive tackle. The flag is a hold on Colby, and this is an interesting decision for Cimarron. It would be 4th and 3 if they accept this, or if they decline the penalty. If they accept, it would be 3rd down and 12, and they're going to take the penalty. Didn't see who the hold was on, but that's out of respect to a Colby team that was 5 for 5 on 4th down last week. The 3rd and 2 becomes 3rd and 12. All at the 43-yard line. Line against the 31. Myers takes a shotgun snap, 3-step drop, has time, throwing the ball over the middle. Has a catch, it's Wallmeyer near the sticks. He spun around, pushed backward, and gang tackled. I think he's going to be short by a yard, maybe 2. It looks like he got the penalty yardage back exactly. Peyton Wallmeyer, who had 4 receptions last week to lead the Eagles, picked up those 10 yards, but that was all he got. And that brings up a 4th down and 2 for Colby, and they'll keep the offense out on the field and go for it. 7.5 minutes to play first half. Eagles are quick to the line. Pistol double wing. Motion out of the right wing for the running back Carroll. The handoff to Bowie. Bowie is close and then shoved back. I think he might be half a yard short. Michael Feltman, the junior linebacker, was the first one to hit Bowie. And the spot is the friendly-looking one for Colby. I think they're going to move the sticks here. The official standing over the football and eyeballing it, and they will bring out the chain, stopping the clock with 7:20 to play in this first quarter, and no score here at Denon Field. Boy, the way the Cimarron defense reacted when Feltman stood Bowie up, which is a feat in of itself, you really felt like Cimarron thought they had the stop. But the spot has the nose of the ball right at about the 41. Of course, they don't have the hash lines here painted at Denon Field, so it's hard to tell. The sticks are out. The measurement says Hagen Bowie is short by inches. And Colby turns it over on downs on their first drive tonight. Needed 2 yards, and he got about 1 3/4 of a yard. So the Cimarron ball at their own 31-yard line with 7:20 to play in the first half in a scoreless first quarter. Cimarron went 3 and out on their opening possession. They come out in that pistol set with a fullback, Jansen, to the right of the quarterback, Harrison. Seabolt, the deep back, 2 receivers to the right. Jansen motions across the formation. The handoff goes to Siebold going left, in the backfield. Siebold able to drive forward for maybe a yard. Penetration on that play by Jacob Edmondson, the sophomore, and a 1-yard rush for Siebold on that carry. Siebold had 1,500 rushing yards 2 years ago as a sophomore, 828 rushing yards last year. Was largely kept in check by Holcomb last week. 2nd and 9 for Cimarron. 2 receivers go to the right. That's Ridnour and Sawyer. Andrew Ridnour, should be specific. Andrew and Seth are twins and seniors. Pistol formation with a tight end left and the fullback to the right. It's a play action. Harrison sprinting to the right, and he is going to be wrapped up from behind and thrown down for a big loss by Peyton Wallmeyer. All the way back at the 25-yard line. Loss of 7 on the sack for Wallmeyer, and it will be 3rd and long. That is just an outstanding play by Peyton Wallmeyer. The penetration was there, and Harrison tried desperately to sprint to his right to elude Peyton Wallmeyer. He wasn't going anywhere. So it is 3rd and 16 now for Cimarron. After Wallmeyer's first sack of the season. Ball on the far right hash as Cimarron goes right to left. Ball at the 25-yard line. Pistol set, fullback right, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hard count, high snap back to Harrison. Bubble screen right side. It is knocked away, incomplete at the line of scrimmage. Breaking on that ball was Peyton Wallmeyer. Boy, we called his name a lot already tonight. He broke on the bubble screen, or the quick screen, the flare screen, however you want to term it, out to the right side of the formation to the slot receiver and knocked it away. So 2 drives and 2 3-and-outs for the Colby defense. Braxton Harrison punted it 11 yards last time, his second try coming up. A good snap back to him, and he drives a high, wobbly spiral over the head of Bryce Myers. Has to run this one down. It's across the 15, and he's just going to let it stop at the 14-yard line. That is a 61-yard punt for Braxton Harrison. That'll help his average. And this will be about as bad a field position as Colby's had to start a drive on this young season. With 5:34 to play in a scoreless first quarter, the Eagles take over at their own 14-yard line. Bryce Myers staring almost directly into the sun. Had trouble picking that ball up in the first place, and then was a little surprised, given the nature of the first punt, that he had to go run it down. Pistol set for Colby on first down. Ball on far left hash. Wings to either side. Motion from the wing left, Jaron Rush, and he's going to take a pitch. Sprinting to the outside to the right. Gets through the first wave of tacklers. Lowers the shoulder and is banged down outside the right hash by Andrew Ridnour, the free safety, at about the 18-yard line. Call it the 19. It'll be 2nd down and 5 after a 5-yard run by Jaron Rush on the toss sweep. Colby is quick to the line and in the same formation. Receiver out to the far side left. Motion to the right wing for Carroll. He'll take the pitch going in that direction. Carroll trying to bounce it outside, but he's going to be ankle tackled. This time unable to turn the corner. Braxton Harrison playing double duty for Cimarron. Eluded the block of Rush and dropped Colin Carroll on his first carry tonight for a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Eagles. Scoreless in the first quarter. 4:42 and counting to play. In it. Shotgun set, running back to the right. 2 receivers to the right and a wing left. Myers sprinting to his right on 3rd and medium. Thrown to the outside, has his man Wallmeyer, who makes the catch and is shoved out of bounds on the near sideline at the 26-yard line. That is a Colby first down. 8 yards on the connection from Myers to Wallmeyer, and you're going to have to get used to hearing that all season if you're an opponent of the Colby Eagles. Such a big target. Stands about 6'4", 6'5". Caught that one with his hands. Myers delivered it expertly on the move. 1st and 10 for Colby from their own 26. Ball on the near right hash. Pistol formation. Motion from the receiver on the right, Carroll. Handoff goes to the fullback, Bowie. Bowie thunders his way across the 30-yard line. Tripped up from behind at about the 31. Call it the 32. 6-yard rush for Hagen Bowie. Andrew Ridnour again on that stop for the Blue Jays. 2nd and 6 upcoming for Colby. Bowie's 4th carry of the night. He's up to 11 yards. Ball between the hashes on 2nd and 4. Rush is the receiver left. Carroll right. Bowie the deep back in the pistol. Rush motions behind the quarterback. Fake to Bowie. It's an option pitch to Rush. Rush runs to an arm tackle. Has the first down across the 35 and up near the 40-yard line before he is shoved out of bounds by Tanner Bailey at the 30, call it the 39, a 7-yard run by Jaron Rush, and that moves the chains for the Colby Eagles. Well executed option play that time by Ryan Myers. So comfortable making the decision on the pitch, and Rush had trouble. He had to make a man miss, and he did. Ran through an arm tackle in the backfield and gained 7 for the first down. First and 10 from the 39, ball in the near right hash. Pistol set, handoff Bowie, up the gut. Big hole for Hagan Bowie. First down and a lot more across midfield, dragging a pile of bodies across the 45, between the hashes down to the 41-yard line. 20 yards for Hagan Bowie and a first down for Colby. That is the kind of run that inspired me to think in the season opener and tell Hagan Bowie this when I interviewed him for our senior spotlight this week. Kid, you run like a bowling ball covered in knives. You run hard, you get downhill, and nobody wants to get near you. First and 10, Colby from the Cimarron 41 with 3.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Wing right is Carroll, receiver right is Bryce Myers. Pistol set with fullback to the left. The fullback rush motions, hand off to the deep back Bowie, off right guard, and Bowie has another big gain, close to another first down for Colby. Upended by Harrison, the cornerback, and Riddenauer, the free safety, who got underneath the pile. Bowie kind of drove Andrew Riddenauer into the dirt. An 8-yard run for Hagan Bowie, and it's 2nd and 2 for Colby. No score in this first quarter, 2:50 to play and counting. And on this drive that started back at the Colby 14, they've made their way to the Cimarron 33. 2nd and 2, shotgun, receivers to either side. Carroll, the receiver, right in motion across the face of the quarterback. Fake to him. Myers keeps. Fires the first down. Running through an ankle tackle. Stumbles across the 20. Down to the 18-yard line. 15 yards for Ryan Myers on the keeper. So many ways that Colby can beat you in the ground game. And a first down for the Eagles. Ninth play of this drive coming up on the first trip into the red zone of this game for Colby, but first, Cimarron takes the timeout. We'll take it two with 2:28 left in the first quarter. No score between Colby and Cimarron. You're listening to the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Optimize your yield with Case IH Axial Flow Combines at Colby Ag Center. From header to spreader, Axial Flow's industry-leading innovations put higher quality grain in the tank and more profits in your pocket. Get the capacity you need with easy adjustment options to match your crop and field condition, all while minimizing potential grain loss. Take control of your harvest and rethink your productivity. For more on Case IH Axial Flow Combines, visit Colby Ag Center, Oakley Ag Center, and Hoxie Implement today.
There's a good chance that you can't go a day without running into a Colby Community College grad. It's a good thing, too. Around here, our graduates process your payrolls, clean your teeth, supply your beef, care for the sick, and a lot more. And our students know that when they leave CCC, they'll be able to make a living by making your life better. Find out more at colbycc.edu. Colby Community College. Challenge, create, connect.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
2:28 play in the first quarter. Colby nothing, Cimarron nothing, but the home-standing Eagles on march in their home opener at Denon Field tonight. They have a 1st and 10 at the Cimarron 18, getting set for the 9th play of a drive that started all the way back at the Colby 14 after a 65-yard Braxton Harrison punt. Ball on the near right hash. Colby moving left to right in this first quarter. It will be a pistol formation. Hagan Bowie, the deep back, and Jaron Rush standing to the left of Ryan Myers. Tight end Peyton Wallmeyer to the right. Wing Colin Carroll to the right. Receiver Bryce Myers also to the short side. Motion from Rush, the fullback. High snap back to Ryan Myers. Hands to Bowie. Makes the man miss in the backfield. He's crossed 15. Runs through an ankle tackle at the 12. And then is wrapped up by the waist by Andrew Riddenauer and driven down at about the 12, maybe the 11-yard line. More tough running for Hagan Bowie, who's up over 40 yards on his 7 carries thus far. And mark him down at what looks like the 14, or rather the 12, so call it a 6-yard rush for Hagan Bowie. He's got 43 yards. Shotgun on 2nd and 4. Motion from the left, the wing rush. He'll take it and turn it up the middle, burrowing ahead across the 10, down close to another Colby first down. He took it as if to go on a sweep and then turned sharply and went right behind the right guard, Nick Reamer. And that will move the 6, or will it? They're going to wind the clock, but Yes, the chains are moving. That was a 4-yard rush for Jaron Rush. And it is first and goal for Colby from the 8-yard line. Under a minute and a half to play in this first quarter, and Colby looking to strike first. Myers way out to the left as a wide receiver. That's Bryce Myers. Ball in the near right hash. Pistol set to deep back Bowie. High snap to Ryan Myers. Hand off to Bowie. Breaks outside to left. Running through ankle tackle. Diving for the goal line. He is just short of pay dirt. A 7-yard run down to the 1. Big hole up the middle. Declan Ryan, the center, creating that. And then a good cut by Bowie to get to his left and get down near the goal line. A 7-yard run for Hagan Bowie. Second and goal for Colby at the 1-yard line. Full house backfield in the pistol. Bowie the deep back. Backs to either side of Ryan Myers in the gun. Snap back to Myers. Hand off to Bowie. Hitting the backfield. Plunges his way forward near the pile, and he's not in. The pile was plugged up by Tate Siebel. Michael Feltman helping out along with Tanner Bailey. No gain for Bowie on that try. And that will set up a third and goal for Colby from the 1-yard line. Now the question is, will they snap the ball before the end of the quarter? Down to 16, 15, 14 seconds to play in the quarter. Colby looking towards the sideline. Matt Sims, the offensive coordinator, giving signals. Colby gets to the line, down to 6, down to 5 seconds. Pistol set, the deep back rush. The snap to Myers, the hand off to Rush, and Rush dives across the goal line. Touchdown, Colby! With less than a second to go in the half, Colby scores to make it 6-0. Jaron Rush with rushing touchdown, his first of the season for a yard out. And Colby puts together an 86-yard scoring drive to get on the scoreboard here at Denon Field tonight. Carson Van Eaton was a perfect 5 for 5 on extra point tries in Hugoton last week, and he remains perfect on the season. 7-0 Colby with less than a second to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come back. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
This month at Colby Dodge, we are celebrating Rampire Days as well as Jeep Adventure Days. Stop in today and take advantage of 0% financing for up to 72 months on select 2020 Jeep models, plus the 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn, plus no payments for 90 days. If we don't have what you're looking for, stop by or give us a call. We can locate it for you. The process is simple and quick. Visit us in person at exit 53, I-70, Colby, Kansas, or online 24/7 at colbydodge.com.
The Colby Free Press brings residents of Thomas County news, pictures, and commentary on the happenings, issues, and events that impact the lives of residents of Thomas County. The Colby Free Press is informative and affordable. The Colby Free Press is a local daily newspaper that has earned a great reputation for journalistic excellence and extensive knowledge of the local communities of Colby, Rexford, Brewster, and surrounding communities.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
A 13-play, 86-yard scoring drive for the Colby Eagles. Jaron Rush punches it in from a yard out to give Colby a 7-0 lead over Cimarron in this Greater West Activities Conference game at Denon Field tonight with less than a second to play in a quarter. Short kickoff taken by Hunter Rennick, and Rennick at 6'2", 240, smacks into the defender for Colby, Braden Imhoff, and the sophomore holds his own and stops Rennick at the 32-yard line, and that's where Cimarron will start the ball when we come back for the second quarter. After one, it's Colby 7, Cimarron nothing. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation.
One definition of Cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff has indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your grain so you get the most for all your hard work.
You're never alone with Cornerstone.
I'm Darrell Henry, your Colby Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Colby Eagles on 100.3 The Ride. Call me or stop by my office at 485 North Court for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
to Denon Field. It is a beautiful night for football in northwest Kansas, and an outstanding first 12 minutes for the Colby Eagles, who lead the Cimarron Blue Jays 7-0. A Jaron Rush 1-yard touchdown run with less than a second to play in the opening quarter, providing the lone points of the first 12 minutes. Cimarron will start their third drive of the night, and they are still looking for their first down of the contest. Colby defense now 9 for 10 in stopping opponents on third down on this young season. It is 1st and 10 for Cimarron from their own 32. They will move left to right as you listen, east to west, down on Denon Field. Ball on the far left hash. Fullback Jansen to the right of the quarterback Harrison. The back is Siebel. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Snap to Harrison, and before the snap, a whistle and a flag coming in from the umpire. May have been some movement up front by Cimarron. No, actually it was Colby lining up in the neutral zone. That is Colby's third penalty of the night, and they've all been pre-snap. So 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 5 from the 37. Snap to Harrison, play action, 3-step drop, throwing outside of the right, and it is well over the head of the intended receiver, Andrew Ridnour, outside the right hash, the 46-yard line. Ridnour came out his break in time, but Harrison, with time to throw, just rushed it. And I wonder if he's hearing Peyton Wallmeyer's footsteps after the way Wallmeyer dominated the first half up front, including his first sack of the season. Harrison now 0 for 3 through the air. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Blue Jays from their own 37. Receiver Rennick to the left. Receivers right are Andrew Ridnour in the slot and Charles Sawyer. Seabolt the deep back. Snap to Harrison and a give to Seabolt. Looking outside to the right. Ankle tackle made in the backfield. Knifing his way in was Landon Reinhardt to make the tackle. Seabolt given forward progress to the 38. It's a gain of 1. And it's 3rd and 4 for Cimarron. They will see if on this third down, the third time is the charm, and they can sustain a drive here against Colby. Early second quarter, 7-0 Eagles. Same personnel and formation for Cimarron on 3rd and 4. Ball between the hatches. 8 in the box for Colby. Snap to Harrison, give to Seabolt, up the middle, cutting to the left, runs through one tackle, hit at the line to gain, and I think he's going to have the first down. Landon Reinhardt with the tackle along with Jaron Rush, but Seabolt was able to gain the 4 he needed and move the sticks for the Blue Jays. 1st and 10 for Cimarron, their first down of the contest. The ball at the 43-yard line of the Blue Jays, I should say. Same look for Cimarron on 1st and 10. Snap to Harrison in the pistol. Play action. He keeps it outside to the left. Runs through an ankle tackle. Spun around and taken down as he crossed the 45 on the outside. Landon Reinhardt again with the pursuit, but Harrison able to stumble forward up near midfield, and they'll mark the ball at the Cimarron 49, a pickup of 6 on the hit carry for Harrison on 1st down. All the attention for the Colby defense was on Tate Seabolt that time, and Harrison took advantage. 2 receivers to the right, Andrew Ridnour in the slot next to Sawyer. Receiver left is Rennick. The formation. The fullback Jansen now motions across the face of the quarterback Harrison, who takes the snap, gives to Seabolt, hit in the backfield by Reinhardt. Reinhardt lost his grip, but he held him up for Edmondson and Ryan to make the tackle for a loss back at the 46. A 3-yard loss for Tate Seabolt on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 7, a long 7 for Cimarron. Landon Reinhardt having a remarkable drive here for the Colby defense. The senior has made 3 tackles on this drive alone. 9:40 to play, first half. Colby 7, Cimarron nothing. Cimarron has a 3rd and 7 from their own 46. 2 receivers right, Rennick to the left. Crowd alive here at Denon Field. Play action, Harrison rolls to his right. Throwing outside of the right, pass is knocked away, incomplete. Carson Van Eaton with the coverage, batted the ball away from Charles Sawyer at the Colby 45-yard line. Sawyer thought that Van Eaton was there early, but the official didn't believe so. No flag came out, and on 4th down, the punt team comes out for Cimarron. Well, after last week, when Colby held a very good pass-first offense in check through the air, Sawyer Harper, Hugoton just 10 of 23 passing last week. They have forced 4 incompletions on Braxton Harrison's first 4 attempts tonight. Harrison a punt on 4th down, gets away a line drive end over ender. Bryce Myers will watch it bounce, and it will go inside the 10, down to the 8, where it is downed by Aaron Garcia. So a 46-yard punt will pin Colby deep. In fact, they will call it the 7-yard line, where Colby will take over. Their own 7 with 9:14 to play in the first half and a 7-0 lead. Have noticed this week, Ian Rosales for Colby not out there on either side of the ball. It's Landon Reinhardt at right tackle instead of Rosales tonight. Ball on the far right hash on first down. Fake the jet sweep to rush. It's Ryan Myers on the keeper across the 10. A flag comes down as the pile hits the turf at about the 14-yard line. Gain of 6, maybe 7 for Myers. We'll see what the flag is all about. And it is a face mask on Cimarron, so that will tack on some more. And that will give Colby a first down to the 19-yard line. So a 7-yard rush for Myers on first down, plus the penalty yardage. First penalty of the night for Cimarron. First and 10 for Colby. Shotgun set, running back to the right of Ryan Myers. High snap back to Myers, hand off to Colin Carroll, sweeping to the left, trying to get to the edge, and he has no chance. Seabolt from behind, Braxton Harrison from the front side, and they drop Carroll for no gain. So Colin Carroll having a little bit of trouble getting started for his own part offensively this season. 2 carries for a loss of 1 for him so far, but plenty of slack being picked up by his teammates. 50 yards on the ground for Hagan Bowie, 27 yards and a score for Jaron Rush, and 22 on 2 carries for Ryan Myers. Second and 10 for the Colby 19. Ball in the near left hash. Double wing with the receiver tight to the right. Bowie motions across left to right. The handoff is fake. Ryan Myers booting right, throwing into the flat, has a catch. It's Bowie. Bowie has first down yardage down the far sideline across the 30, and he's spilled from behind by Charles Sawyer at the 32-yard line. 13-yard catch and run for Hagan Bowie on his first catch of the night, and Colby moves the sticks once again. Ryan Myers up to 40 passing yards on 4 for 5 throwing it so far. Ball on the far right hash. Colby going no huddle here with 2 receivers to the left side. 2 backs flanking Ryan Myers in the gun with the receiver Wallmeyer to the right. Myers takes a chest-high snap. Short drop. Short throw outside to the right, and it's too tall for Colin Carroll. He got his palms to it, but couldn't haul it in. That's a short throw into the flat, and Ryan Myers will surely believe he has to throw that one much more on target than he did. And brings up a second down and 10. Stops the clock with 8:01 to play in the first half. Colby leading 7-0. They have a second down and 10 at the Cimarron 32. Carroll, a receiver right. Wallmeyer, a tight end right. Tight end left, Bryce Myers. Receiver left, Jaron Rush. Rush in motion behind the quarterback. It's an option keeper, and now a late pitch to Rush down the right sideline, and Rush able to surge ahead. When that play looked like it might have been doomed, Rush nearly made it to the 40-yard line before he was shut out of bounds on that far side. Tough to tell from the angle we've got, but it looks like a 6-yard gain it is to the 38. 3rd and 4 coming up for Colby after the 6-yard run by Jaron Rush. In fact, you might call it 3rd and 3 from the 39. Myers in the pistol. Bowie fakes motion, comes back to the right. High snap, leaping grab by Myers. Handoff to Rush, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Rush tripped ahead for a yard, but Tate Siebold stopped him. Myers, or rather, Rush is given the 35, so it's going to be 4th and a long 1 here, it looks like. And Colby thinking about going for it. Ball to Cimarron 40. Nose of the ball just outside the 41. Line to gain is the 42. Myers is in the pistol. Bowie is the deep back. Cimarron packs the box. Receivers to either side. Hard count. And a look to his left towards the sideline by Ryan Myers. A long look for a play, and now Reese McKinney will call a timeout. That may have been designed to see if Cimarron would jump, or it may have been to see how Cimarron would line up. We'll find out what Colby does after this timeout with 7:07 play in the first half. Colby 7, Cimarron nothing. You're listening to the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Hi, this is Kyle Rail with Farm Credit of Western Kansas in Colby. At Farm Credit, we support rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services today and tomorrow. Farm Credit's mission is providing farmers and ranchers with the capital that they need to make their business successful. And because a steady flow of credit means more jobs and economic growth, Farm Credit is helping invest in the vibrancy of your local community. Stop in and see me on Thursdays from 9 to 1 in the GCDC meeting room across the street from the dugout in Grainfield, or call me at 785-443-4745.
With High Plains Co-op, it's great to know that the more things change, the more things stay the same. High Plains Co-op.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
Colby and Cimarron both quick out of that timeout. Colby has the offense on the field, 4th and 1 from their own 40-yard line. 4th and a long 1 or a short 2, however you'd like to look at it. 2 backs around Ryan Myers in the shotgun. A wing to the left side is Hagan Bowie. Ball on the far right hash. Snap to Myers. A fake, a keeper. Myers has nowhere to go but down in the backfield. Braxton Harrison coming on the corner blitz. Stops Ryan Myers for no gain, and Colby turns it over in their own territory on downs with 7:02 to play in the first half and a 7-0 lead. The fake and the run went to the same side of the field. I wonder if that may have been a bit of a miscommunication. Of course, you'd hate to think that would happen after a play that you called a timeout to design. But either way, it's Cimarron ball at the Colby 40 with 7:02 to play in the first half. Pistol set on first down. Braxton Harrison to throw. Drifting to his left, now pressured. Steps up in the pocket. Going to run outside to the left. Has the first down and more down the far sideline. Across the 20 and veering out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Pressure came from Declan Ryan and Peyton Wallmeyer, but Harrison eluded them all and sprinted down the left sideline all the way to, call it, the 18-yard line for a pickup of 22. The best offensive play by far for Cimarron tonight. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays, their first trip inside the red zone tonight. On the far left hash as they go left to right. 2 receivers to the right, 1 tight to the left. Fullback jams into the right of the quarterback in the pistol. The deep back is Siebold. And before the snap, a flag flies, and it looks like that time Colby was induced into the neutral zone, and they were. There was movement on the left side of the Cimarron offensive line. So 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 15 for the visiting Blue Jays. 7-0 Colby, 6:52 to play first half here at Denon Field. Cimarron breaks their huddle. They send a receiver, Andrew Ridenour, to the left, a receiver, Charles Sawyer, to the right. Have not seen Seth Ridenour, who was the leading rusher for Cimarron last week and scored both of their touchdowns. Hand off to Siebold on 1st and 15, sweeping left. He is stuck on the outside. A good hit by Landon Reinhardt. Short of getting all of the penalty yardage back, the ball was at the 23, and Siebold made it to the 21. A pickup of 2 brings up a 2nd down and 13. Colby's done a fine job keeping Tate Siebold in check. 8 yards on 7 carries so far for the All-State running back from Cimarron. 2nd and 13, ball on the far left hash. Pistol set, full back to the right. Tight end to the right is Rennick. Siebold to deep back. Harrison takes a chest-high snap, and a flag flies to blow the play dead. It looked like there was movement on the right side of the Cimarron offensive line that time. The flag came right as the ball was being snapped, and it is on Cimarron. Another false start. So after great field position and the 22-yard run by Harrison, Cimarron's going the wrong direction. They are out of the red zone now. The ball back to the 26. And it will be 2nd down and 18. Maybe 17. Let's call it 17. Just to stay current with the scoreboard and to keep stats as accurately as we can. We'll have those for you on the Cornerstone Ag halftime show. Same formation for Cimarron in 2nd and 17. Harrison play action. Has time, throwing over the middle, looking for Rennick, and Rennick can't haul it in, incomplete. On the seam route, he was hit by the safety, Bryce Myers, And even though Rennick is 6'2", 240, and Bryce Myers is neither of those things, Bryce Myers still able to deliver a hit big enough to jar the ball away from Rennick. 3rd and 18 coming up for Cimarron. 6:38 to play in the first half. Colby 7, Cimarron nothing. Sawyer, the receiver right. Andrew Ridenour, the receiver left. Rennick, tight end to the left side. Jansen, fullback to the right of the quarterback, Harrison. And Seabold to D-back. It's a play action. Harrison keeps it sweeping right. Hitting the backfield, and he's spilled for a big loss by Jaron Rush. Back at the 30-yard line, call it the 29. Loss of 4. Jaron Rush sniffed out the fake and strung the play out toward the boundary and did not allow Braxton Harrison to turn the corner. 4th down and 22 from the 29-yard line. The line to gain, or call it 21. The line to gain is the 8. Cimarron is going to try a field goal. They have an outstanding junior kicker, Emmanuel Aguilar, who made a 28-yard field goal last week. He was a weapon for them last year as well. This is a 47-yarder from the right hash. Good snap. The hold's down. Aguilar gets it away, and he stubbed it. This is going to be well short, no good. Short and wide to the left, and the Colby defense holds with 5:44 to play in the first half. Aguilar short from 47 yards. You can't blame Cimarron for trying. Aguilar has a tremendous leg, and Mike Sharts trusted him with some big kicks and some big spots, but not tonight for the junior kicker. So Colby takes over their own 29 with 5:44 to play here in the first half, leading 7-0. Ball on the near left hash for the Eagles. Double wing with a back to the left of Ryan Myers. In the shotgun, he takes the snap, and it's a end-around handoff to Jaron Rush, but the middle of the line was caved in, and there was nowhere for Rush to go. Tackle on that play by Hunter Rennick. First time we've called his name on the defensive side tonight. Loss of 1 for Rush on 1st and 10. It was misdirection. Everybody went to the left, and then Rush, the wing for the left, came to the right and took the handoff, but the middle of the line did not hold. 2nd and 11 for Colby. 2 receivers to the right, shotgun. Rush motions left to the right. Take a trip to that side. Ryan Myers, 3-step drop, looking over the middle and has a catch. It's Colin Carroll at the 35. Makes it ahead to the 36. He's held up there by Andrew Ridenour and shoved backwards. It's a pickup of 7, bringing up a 3rd down and 4. First catch tonight for Colin Carroll, and the 4th different receiver that Ryan Myers has hit on his 5 completions. 3rd and 4, and Colby goes no huddle. Line to gain is the 39. Call it even 3rd and 3. Or 3rd and 4 from the 35. Snap back to Myers, hand off to Bowie, up the gut. Big hole for Bowie, 1st down and more, to midfield, to the 40, 35, 30. Bowie outside the left to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. He's caught from behind and tripped up just before he could reach the 10-yard line. He is spotted down at the 10, 55 yards on the run for Hagen Bowie. 1st and goal for Colby. And Hagen Bowie has crossed the century mark on just 10 carries tonight. What a job by the middle of the Colby line, and Bowie showing the speed. Andrew Ridenour finally caught up with him and tripped him up to save the touchdown. 1st and goal for Colby from the 10, ball in the near left hash. Pistol set, Carroll the beatback. Myers takes the snap chest high, give the Carroll off left tackle, and Carroll plows ahead for 2, maybe 3. Hunter Rennick on the tackle for Cimarron, called a 3-yard rush for Carroll on 1st and goal. 7-0 Colby, under 4 minutes to play in the first half, and the Eagles knocking at the door, trying to double their money. No huddle for Colby. All the skilled players and linemen turn towards their sideline on the near side here at Denon Field and getting the signals from the coaching staff. Receiver to the right is Bryce Myers, split way out to the boundary. Ball in the near left hash. Pistol set, double wing. Bowie is the D-back. Rush motions from the left. It's an option pitch to Rush, trying to get to the quarter, to the 5, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1. He's in. Touchdown, Colby. Cimarron Rush just did turn the corner and stumble over a tackler, diving across the goal line for a Colby score. And for the second time tonight, Cimarron Rush is in the end zone. For the second time tonight, Colby's in the end zone. They lead 13-0 with 3:18 to play in the half. On for the extra point is Carson Van Eaton. 6 for 6 so far this season. Tough snap, but Tyler Voss got it down, and the kick is drilled through by Van Eaton. 3:18 to go, first half. Colby 14, Cimarron nothing. You're listening to Eagles on Radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Enjoy a fun night with the whole family with our drive-in movie nights in Goodland and Colby, presented by Rockingham Media and Colby Cinema. September 19th and 20th are our Goodland movie nights in the parking lot of the Max Jones Fieldhouse. Watch The Great Outdoors September 19th, and September 20th, watch Grease. In Colby, 3 miles south of Colby on Highway 25, you can watch Shrek on September 26th and American Graffiti September 27th. Tickets are $20 per car and are available in advance at Western State Bank in Colby, First National Bank of Goodland, and Hoover Lumber in Goodland and Colby. Space is available for lawn chairs in front of your automobile, and food trucks and concessions are on site. The lot will open at 7 p.m. with the movies starting at 8 p.m. all 4 nights. Drive-in movie nights from Rockingham Media and Colby Cinema, brought to you by
FNB Bank, Cochran Farm Supply, City of Goodland, Funk Optometry, Adams Bank and Trust, Leroy's Printing, Donnellan Jewelry, Bottle Gallery, and McKee Inc.
Just like cooler temperatures are around the corner, so too is your local Hoover Lumber Ace hardware store. Protect your lawn this fall and winter with their selection of winterizer. If you haven't upgraded your grill already, they've got a wide selection of not only grills but smokers and the super popular Blackstone griddles. Hoover has it all. Bulk lumber, a great selection of hardware, and right now specials on Benjamin Moore paints. Stop in and see why they're #1 in customer satisfaction for 13 out of 14 years. Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby. Open every day but Sunday.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
Carson Van Eaton's kick is low and end over end, taken at the 15 by Jordan Smith. Smith made the first man miss up to the 30-yard line where Landon Reinhardt tripped him up, called the 31, about a 15-yard return for Jordan Smith, and Cimarron takes over their own 31 with 3:13 to play in the first half after a 5-play, 71-yard touchdown drive for Colby after the missed Cimarron field goal. Jaron Rush scoring from 7 yards out to give Colby a 14-0 lead over Cimarron in this Greater West Activities Conference contest. Ball between the hashes for Cimarron as they break their huddle. Receiver to the left is Charles Sawyer. Receiver going right is Andrew Ridnour. Fullback left, Seabolt the deep back in the pistol. Harrison takes a snap, gives to Seabolt up the middle, into a defender immediately, Wallmeyer, who grabs him around the waist and waits for help. And help comes to drive Seabolt back. Forward progress to the 32 for Tate Seabolt, but that's all he gets on first down is 1 yard. Once again, just as they did last week, Colby doing an outstanding job at the point of attack defensively. They are winning on every snap. That front four group of Ryan, Edmondson at the D tackles, Bowie and Wallmeyer at the D ends, and the middle linebackers, Reinhardt, Stiglione, doing an outstanding job tonight. Rush and Carroll, the outside linebackers, deserving credit as well. Two receivers right, tight end left on 2nd and 9. Harrison takes the pistol snap, hands to Seabolt up the middle, lowers the shoulder, and takes Castiglione for a bit of a ride across the 35, up to the 36. It's a gain of 4, and I thought I saw a flag come out, but maybe I'm wrong. I did see a flag come down, and it looks like it's going to be a horse collar tackle on Colby. And that's exactly what it is. Didn't see who the guilty party was, but Seabolt, the 4-yard run, and then you attack on the 15 for the personal foul. Colby's been a little bit more penalty-prone tonight than I think Coach Reese McKinney would like. That cost them a chance to defend third down and moves the ball into Colby territory. It'll be 1st and 10 for Cimarron from the Eagle 49 with 2:23 left and counting here in the first half. Two receivers to the right. Tight end Michael Feltman to the right. Brennick getting breather. Snaps back to Harrison. Play action. Short drop now rolls to his right. Throws the ball deep down the right sideline. Looking for Andrew Ridnour and overthrew him incomplete. Jaron Rush in coverage with him every step of the way. And it will be 2nd down and 10 as Braxton Harrison continues to misfire. He is now 0 for his first 6 through the air. And if the Colby secondary can make Cimarron one-dimensional with a 14-0 lead, that could really serve them well in the second half. Flag came out on the Colby sideline, right at the line of scrimmage. It might be a sideline warning for Colby. I'm wondering if that's what it is. That will be a stern warning for the get-back coach, whoever that is, the get-back guy on the Colby sideline. Coming up on the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show, we'll have the first half highlights, we'll have stats, we'll have analysis, such as it is. We'll also get some scores for some other GWAC action tonight. 2 other games in league play this evening. Ulysses and Hugoton are in action. There was a penalty on the play. Apparently, Cimarron was lined up in the neutral zone. And that penalty, or they were lined up improperly. So what happened was one of the receivers to the outside wasn't lined up right, so he was ineligible. He was covered up. And Colby chose to decline that penalty, so it will be 2nd down and 10. Rennick back in as a receiver to the left for Cimarron. 2 receivers right, pistol set on 2nd and 10. Play fake and a keeper. Harrison stumbles over a defender who was on the ground for Colby. That was Zach Castiglione, who stayed with the play despite being blocked into the turf. And he trips up Braxton Harrison after a 2-yard gain. 3rd down and 8 coming up for Cimarron as we're under 1:45 to play in this first half. Colby leading 14-0. Cimarron trying to get on the board before the end of the half. They have 2 timeouts left. Colby gets the ball to start the second half. 3rd and 8 from the Colby 47. Receivers 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Fullback to the right, and the deep back Seabolt in the pistol set. High snap to Harrison. Handoff to Seabolt. Runs through a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Sweeping to the right. A flag comes in as Seabolt is pancaked down the field by the defensive tackle Declan Ryan at the 44-yard line. Gain of 5, but we'll see about the flag. It is a hold. It is on Cimarron. And that will push the Blue Jays back with 1:15 left in the half. 15 yards from the spot. Moves them, or 10 yards from the spot, moves them back to the 46. So instead of a 3rd down and 8, with the line to gain being the 39, it is 3rd and 13, so that ends up being just a 5-yard penalty, in effect. Spot of the ball is the 46 of Cimarron, and the line to gain is the 39 of Colby. So it's 3rd and 15. Bad math on my part. 7-yard holding penalty. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right on 3rd and long. Harrison takes a chest-high snap, boots to his left. This looks like a designed run. Harrison trying to get to the edge, now makes a jump cut, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, shedding tacklers, has the first down across the 40, down to the 37. That is a tremendous individual effort by Braxton Harrison to keep this drive alive. He picks up 17 and did it virtually all by himself, shedding tackles. That will be a play that Colby's defenders will not enjoy watching in the film session on Saturday morning. And Cimarron calls their 2nd time out of the half with 38 seconds left in the half, and the ball at the Colby 37. Maybe the 38, let's call it the 38. So in the end, it's a 16-yard rush for Harrison, and Braxton Harrison running plays have been the biggest plays of the night for the Cimarron Blue Jays. Colby looked to have that play strung out, but a little bit of a jump cut and a reversal of field from left back to the right for Braxton Harrison gave him some space, and then he just ran through 2 tackles. I will not name the players who missed the tackles, names being withheld to protect the innocent, but they'll know who they are in film on Saturday morning. Similar, in fact, to the play that went for a touchdown for Hugoton last week. If you recall, Hugoton's lone touchdown came on a 19-yard run in which Colby looked like they had the quarterback dead to rights. Then he pitched to a wide receiver, and that receiver ran through 3 tackles on his way to the end zone. Cimarron down to 1 timeout, 38 yards from pay dirt. Again, they have a kicker they trust in Emmanuel Aguilar. So So if they can get close enough for a field goal and some points, they'll take the three-point opportunity. They're not going to try and force this into the end zone. If 3 is all they can get, they will take 3. But remember, Colby gets the ball to start the second half. 14-0, Colby in front. On the home opener, which doubles tonight as homecoming night. Of course, not your traditional homecoming for so many reasons. This is not your traditional homecoming night on not your traditional football season and not your traditional year. But there will still be homecoming royalty crown. They'll just do it after the game tonight. Back comes the Cimarron offense after the timeout. They send 2 receivers to the right. Andrew Ridnour in the slot next to Charles Sawyer. Receiver left is Rennick. Deep back is Seabolt in the pistol. The fullback is Jansen to the left of Harrison. Good snap. Handoff to Seabolt up the middle and able to slip an ankle tackle. Gets down close to the 30-yard line. He's marked at the 31. That's a 7-yard rush for Seabolt. And Cimarron calls their final timeout with 29 seconds left in the half. 7-yard run for Seabolt brings up a 2nd down and 3, but now Cimarron can no longer stop the clock. Clock, of course, will stop automatically if they are able to gain the 3 yards or more necessary for the first down. Again, we remind you to stay tuned tonight for the Cornerstone Ag halftime show. We'll have that for you in 29 seconds of game time. Halftime stats, unofficial, but the best we've got. And we'll get the scores from the GWAC as well. On a much fuller night of games across the state, of course, Wichita area schools are back to action. Olathe area schools are back to action. Shawnee Mission, KCK are soon to follow. And Topeka Public Schools will have a decision to make in another week or so whether they will get back on the field. I think they're just about the last holdout. There were a couple of games tonight that were postponed or canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, including Bueller against Andover Central. Pratt and Girard are playing tonight because both of their weekly opponents had to postpone because of COVID-19. Out of the timeout, 2nd and a short 3 for Cimarron. They got 29 seconds, trailing 14-0. Receivers 2x2 in the pistol. Harrison takes the snap, 3-step drop. Steps up, throws outside to the left, and it is through the hands of the intended receiver to the outside left. That was Eli Green, and he could not haul it in. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and stops the clock with 24 seconds left in the half. And this becomes a big play here. Colby can get a sack. That would likely run out the clock without Cimarron having a chance to score in the half. If Cimarron picks up a 1st down, that would stop the clock and give them a breather and probably 2, maybe even 3 more plays before the end of the half. Ball at the Colby 31-yard line. Same formation for Cimarron, ball on the far left hash. Harrison takes a chest high snap. Boots to his left. Throws with pressure in his face, and the pass is knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Peyton Wallmeyer. Boy, he's having a tremendous first half on the defensive line. Wallmeyer at 6'5", stayed in the passing lane and batted it down. And it looks like the kicking unit will come on as Emmanuel Aguilar will set his tee down on the left hash at the 37. This will be another 47-yard field goal attempt. He was short and left on his first one. His holder is Eli Green. Snaps a good one back to Green. Aguilar gets the toe into it. High and end over end, and it is short, no good. Not quite enough leg for Emmanuel Aguilar again from 47 yards, and Colby gets another stop defensively. They take over with 15 seconds to play in the first half, leading 14-0. Aguilar was 1 for 1 on field goals last week. He is 0 for 2 so far tonight. We'll see if Colby wants to run a play. They take over at their own 30. They're in a full house backfield, and Ryan Myers will take a knee, and Colby will take a 14-0 lead into the locker room here at halftime. Good hand from the home crowd at Denon Field. They have to love what they are seeing from the orange and black through 24 minutes of football. Halftime at Denon Field. It's Colby 14, and Cimarron, nothing. You're listening to the Eagles on radio on KRDQ Colby, 100.3 The Ride. We'll be back with the Cornerstone Ag halftime show after this.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'll take a small Coke.
And I'll have a large, please.
You know, you can get any size Coke for just $1, right?
So, a small Coke is just $1?
Uh-huh.
And a large is just $1?
Yes. Are you guys okay?
You just blew our different size minds. Sorry, he got excited again.
It's nice getting any size bang for your buck. So come into McDonald's and get an ice-cold, delicious any size Coke for just $1. A la carte only. Customer participation may vary.
There's something in your home's air this fall. Feel it? It's the perfect air that comes from reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. There are savings in the air, too. McKee Inc. is offering $1,350 in rebates, plus payments as low as $132 a month on a new Lennox system. To rethink your air and learn more, call McKee Inc. at 785-462-3132. For great products, big savings, and perfect air, think McKee Inc., your local Lennox dealer. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Nextech Wireless, the best coverage, latest technology provider that's right here in your own backyard. And about that latest technology part, get the sweet new iPhone and unlimited data for under $30 a month. Want more? Switch to Nextech Wireless and get a $100 gift card per line, too. So switch now. Get yourself that new iPhone, save some cash, and one more thing. The great customer service, always free. It's time for something different. Nextech Wireless. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation.
One definition of Cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff has indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your grain so you get the most for all your hard work.
You're never alone with Cornerstone.
It is halftime at Denon Field, the first home game of the season for the Colby Eagles, and the home crowd loving the first 24 minutes. For the orange and black, it is Colby 14, Cimarron nothing at the intermission here in Colby. Dan Lucero back with you. This is the Cornerstone Ag halftime show. You are listening to the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride. We start the halftime show with a look at the first half highlights, and it was the second straight week that the Colby defense started off on the field after the opposing team won the toss and elected to receive, and Colby forced a 3-and-out right away and got good field position at their own 49-yard line for their first drive. But the drive would stall out. Colby would go for it on a 4th down and 2 from the Cimarron 32, and they would gain just one of the requisite 2 yards. Hagan Bowie stopped a yard short. So Cimarron go over at their own 31 and went 3-and-out, thanks in large part to a Peyton Wallmeyer sack. Punted the ball away again. It was an outstanding punt, a 61-yard punt that pinned Colby deep at their own 14-yard line. They would put together a methodical touchdown march of 13 plays and 86 yards, and would get down near the goal line, and on 3rd and goal, Jarrett and Rush would punch it in. Rush, the snap to Myers, the handoff to Rush, and Rush dives across the goal line. Touchdown, Colby! With less than a second to go in the half, Colby scores to make it 6-0. For Jaron Rush, and that was his second touchdown of the season and his first on the ground. Carson Van Eaton added the extra point to make it 7-0 Colby with 1 second left in the first half. It was a 13-play, 86-yard drive that lasted 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Cimarron would start the second quarter with the ball. They would take a first down for the first time all game, but their drive would stall out shortly thereafter, and they punted the ball away to Colby. Colby would go for it on a 4th and 1 in their own territory, but Ryan Myers' keeper was stopped short. Cimarron had a golden opportunity to level things, taking over at the Colby 40 with 7:02 left in the half, but they committed a pair of false start penalties, moving themselves out of the red zone, but not out of the perceived field goal range of Emmanuel Aguilar. The junior kicker came out to try a 47-yard field goal. He missed it short and to the left, and Colby would take possession at their own 29-yard line with 5:44 left in the half. They would face a 3rd and 4 on the drive, and Hagen Bowie would get those 4 yards and then 51 more for good measure on the best offensive play of the season for Colby so far. A 55-yard scamper for Bowie, who was caught from behind at the Cimarron 10-yard line. That set Colby up with a 1st and goal, and 2 plays later, this should sound familiar, it was Rush rushing it in once again. Wing. Bowie is the D-back. Rush motion from the left. It's an option pitch to Rush, trying to get to the court, to the 5, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1. He's in. Touchdown, Colby. Cimarron Rush just did turn the corner and stumble over a tackler, diving across the goal line for a Colby score. For the second time tonight, Cimarron Rush is in the end zone. For the second time tonight, Colby's in the end zone. They lead 13-0 with 3:18 to play in the half. And it would become 14-0 as Carson Van Eaton continued his perfect point-after touchdown kicking this season with 3:18 to play in a half. 14-0 Colby. That was a 5-play, 71-yard scoring march that lasted 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Cimarron would have one last bite at the apple in the first half. They drove the ball into Colby territory, but were stopped on 3rd down, and without any timeouts, they decided to try another long field goal. Once again, Aguilar from 47. I can tell you wind is not any kind of a factor tonight. Aguilar's just not getting all of the football, or maybe 47 is just a bit out of his range. But either way, that kick had the direction correct anyway, but missed short. And the ball went back to Colby, who took a knee with 15 seconds to play in the half, and went into the locker room gladly with a 14-0 lead. We will take another quick break here on the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show. When we come back, we'll get you the halftime stats from this one, the unofficial halftime numbers anyway. You're listening to the Eagles on radio on 100.3 to Rise.
Wow. A typical reaction from homeowners who just walked into a kitchen by Northwest Kansas Decorating Center. We call it the wow factor. Wow. And the reaction of others when they see their cabinet, countertop, and backsplash work. Northwest Kansas Decorating Center can take your bland kitchen and make it grand with the finest cabinets, countertops, and flooring designed and installed by their professional team. Go to nwksdecoratingcenter.com and get ready to be wowed.
Northwest Kansas Decorating Center, West 4th Street in Colby.
People's State Bank offers 10 convenient locations statewide. Whether you're looking for a loan, personal or business accounts, ATMs, mobile banking, or bill pay, PSB wants to help you. At People's State Bank, we take pride in our communities. Check us out at psbbanks.com. People's State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation.
One definition of Cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff has indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your grain so you get the most for all your hard work.
You're never alone with Cornerstone.
Technology sure has changed since the mid-90s. Even though times have changed and technology has vastly improved,
thank God,
the quality sales and service team at Office Works and Home Furnishings continues to be the best in the Northwest at making your office work. They provide the prompt professional service on site and in their shop. Plus, they got anything your office may need, from desk and printers all the way down to that pen with a chain on it. Call for sales or service at 462-2222 or come see their showroom on South Range in Colby.
Back to Dennon Field. Halftime continues here. The Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show on your home for the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride. I am Dan Lucero. Colby 14, Cimarron nothing. The most important stat from the first half, of course, the most important stat of every game, the score. But let's get you the individual and team numbers from the first 24 minutes of play as well. The visiting Cimarron Blue Jays ran 24 plays and gained 56 yards. 16 rushes for 56 yards and did not have a completed pass on 8 attempts. Braxton Harrison was 0 for 8, mostly due to inaccuracy, though there were a couple of drops and one really well-defended out route by Carson Van Eaton. One big hit on a seam route as well by Bryce Myers, of course, an incomplete completion. On the ground for Cimarron, just 2 players with carries so far. Braxton Harrison, the leading rusher, 6 rushes for 35 yards. Tate Siebold, the All-Stater from last year and the year before for Cimarron, has been stuck in first gear tonight, in large part due to the efforts of the Colby defensive line. Siebold tonight, 10 carries for 21 yards. Colby ran 32 first-half plays and picked up 218 yards, 171 yards already on the ground on 26 carries, and 47 yards on 6 pass attempts. Ryan Myers continues to be accurate. In fact, I'm sorry, that should be 7 pass attempts, so 33 plays for 218 yards, but apparently I can't count my own tally marks. So Ryan Myers, 5 for 7 passing for 47 yards. His leading receiver, Peyton Wallmeyer, has 2 receptions for 18 yards. Hagan Bowie has a 13-yard catch. Jaron Rush, a 9-yard reception, and Colin Carroll, a 7-yard catch. On the ground, big first half for Hagan Bowie, gained 105 yards on 10 carries, more than half of those on 1 rush, a 55-yarder that set up Colby's second touchdown of the night 2 plays later. 10 carries for 105 yards for Hagan Bowie thus far. It is 9 carries for 42 yards for Jaron Rush. He also has both Colby touchdowns. Ryan Myers has rushed 3 times for 22 yards. Colin Carroll has carried 3 times for 2 yards. And there's 1 team rush for a loss of 3 on that knee that they took at the end of the half. 5 penalties for Colby for 40 yards in the first half. That's certainly a number they'll want to improve upon in the second half. Cimarron committed 4 penalties for 22 yards. Neither team turned the ball over. Colby did have 2 turnovers on downs, and Cimarron missed a pair of 47-yard field goals. Again, the score is the stat that really matters. It's 14-0 in favor of Colby after 1 half of play. We'll take a break, come back with some scores from around the Greater West Activities Conference as the Cornerstone Ag halftime show continues. You are listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Pizza Hut in Colby is hiring all positions. We offer competitive wages, flexible hours, and a fast-paced, fun working environment. Applicants must be hardworking with a valid driver's license, insurance, and be at least 16 years of age. If you think you fit the description and would like to apply, the process has never been easier. Just go online or on Facebook and search Pizza Hut of Colby. Come join the fun at Pizza Hut of Colby. Pizza Hut of Colby is an equal opportunity employer.
Service Master in Colby, Kansas wants you to know that your carpet is like a huge air filter, trapping dust mites, pollen, bacteria, and every time you walk across your carpet, you stir those things up in the air, and you and your family are breathing all that in. It can irritate your lungs, complicate asthma, even make you sick. But for more than 50 years, Service Master Clean has been serving both residential and commercial customers. The pros at Service Master will do whatever it takes to make sure you and your family live in a happy, healthy, clean home. Call Service Master at 785-462-3423 to get started today. Your family is
ripped for now, and it needs replaced. Who you gonna call?
Roof Masters!
Roof Masters Roofing in Colby has been your premier roofing contractor for over 40 years, offering free estimates on all types of roofs, as well as seamless rain gutters and vinyl siding. So give us a call today. What's that number, Jake?
462-6642. I think you better call
Roof Masters! Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation.
One definition of Cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff has indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your grain so you get the most for all your hard work.
You're never alone with Cornerstone.
Cornerstone Ag halftime show continues here on 100.3 Ride the Eagles on Radio. Colby 14, Cimarron nothing at the break. Let's get you some scores from elsewhere in the Greater West Activities Conference tonight. The 2 other league games, in addition to this one, are both at the half, and both are defensive struggles. Scott City up on Holcomb 7-6, so we can assume a missed conversion is the difference in that one, as the Beavers lead the Longhorns in a battle of Week 1 winners, a battle of Week 1 losers in the league. Not to say losers in real life, of course, but they were losers in their Week 1 games. Hugoton and Ulysses are at the half. Hugoton, the Eagles, with a 14-0 lead over Ulysses. And also at the half earlier tonight, they were playing earlier, got kicked off 5 o'clock Mountain Time tonight. At the half, Goodland leading Bridgeport, Nebraska, 13-12. So the Goodland Cowboys, who went 2-7 last season, are one half away from going to 2-0 this season. And having done so with a coaching staff in quarantine and all the other things they've had to overcome so far, that would be a heck of a start if Goodland can hang on and get a win tonight. Again, the score here is 14-0 Colby over Cimarron. We'll come back in 1 minute with the second half from Denon Field. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
If you like tacos, making people smile, and being an original, then Taco John's wants you. Taco John's in Colby has full-time employment opportunities available right now for all shifts, with very competitive pay and excellent employee benefits, including paid vacation, fuel compensation, and, of course, discounted meals. You can apply in person anytime or go to TacoJohns.com. That's TacoJohns.com. Be an original. Join the team at Taco John's in Colby.
Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation.
One definition of cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff has indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your grain so you get the most for all your hard work.
You're never alone with Cornerstone.
Back with you from Denon Field in Colby, getting set for the start of the third quarter of tonight's Week 2 contest between the Colby Eagles and the Cimarron Blue Jays. It is Colby up by 2 touchdowns over the visiting Blue Jays, 14-0. It's the first meeting ever between these two schools in football, with Cimarron joining the GWAC this season. Cimarron was a little tardy getting out of the halftime locker room, and they are just now getting their stretch in. The 3 minutes that every team is allotted after the 15-minute halftime. Colby is already stretched, and they are raring to go. They will receive and have the possession of the football to start the second half. They outgained Cimarron 218-56 in that first half. More great balance in the running game. Hagan Bowie, 105 yards on 10 carries. Jaron Rush, 42 yards and 2 touchdowns on his 9 carries. And for the second week in a row, the Colby secondary deserves some props. They held the Hugoton passing attack to 10 of 23 for 83 yards last week. So far tonight, Braxton Harrison of Cimarron, their returning starter quarterback, is 0 for 8 through the air. And it's a Cimarron team that is very much run first in a way that Hugoton is decidedly not. So Colby came in tonight much more prepared to play against the run. They've done a good job in that department as well, limiting Cimarron to 56 yards on 16 carries. And 38 or 38 of those 56 yards have come on 2 runs by Braxton Harrison. There were a couple of missed tackles on both of those plays by Colby, but you take those 2 plays out of the equation, it's 18 yards on 14 other rushing plays for Cimarron and their backfield of Harrison and the All-Stater senior Tate Siebel. There are 12 minutes up on the Denon Field scoreboard clock. We should be ready to rock and roll here. Cimarron got an extra 30 seconds or so to stretch. And now they will be kicking off for the first time tonight. We've only seen the kick return team for Colby twice after they gave up just 6 points in the opener last week at Hugoton. Colby wins to go to 2-0 overall, 2-0 in the league, and that would be matched by the winner of the Scott City the Scott City Holcomb game tonight. Both of those teams came out of Week 1 unbeaten in league play. It appears that Colby will defend the west goal and move right to left as you listen here in the third quarter. as finally the Cimarron kickoff team emerges, and we are going to play some football. Heading back deep to return for Colby, Braden Imhoff and Bryce Myers. And Aguilar has the ball teed up right in the middle of the X at the 40-yard line. And he paces off his steps. We are just about set to start this third quarter once and for all. Aguilar paces off 10 yards, few steps to his left. He's ready, the run up, and the right boot into it. A line drive wobbler, and it is knocked down and picked up by Imhoff. But as he picked it up, he wasn't off the ground yet. And the knee was down on the ground at about the 13-yard line. So a mistake by Braden Imhoff, the sophomore kick returner. And Colby will start with tough field position with 11:58 to play in the third quarter. The ball at their own 14-yard line. They've already had one scoring drive that started from their own 14 tonight. Ryan Myers in the pistol with Hagen Bowie the deep back. Ball to far right hash, double wing on first down. Motion from the right wing, Carroll, a fake to him, a give to Bowie. Bowie bouncing off of right tackle, plows into the pile and drives his legs up to about the 20-yard line before he is taken down. A 6-yard rush for Hagen Bowie on his first carry of the second half, 11th of the game. He's now up to 111 rushing yards. Had a team-high 73 in the opener against Hugoton. 2nd and 4 for Colby, and they're in the no huddle. Bowie up back to the left, rushes the deep back in the pistol on second down. Myers takes the snap, pivots, and gives to Rush, that's Carroll, and Carroll's hitting the backfield. And he is driven to the turf by Mason Epscomb. First time we've mentioned the junior tonight. Big loss for Carroll back to the 17. It's a loss of 3. And it's 3rd down and 7 for Colby on the first drive of the third quarter. Shotgun set, double wing, receiver to the left, Bryce Myers. Motion from the wing left, Rush. Fake to him, Ryan Myers to throw. Looking into the flat, has his man Bowie, and it's through his fingertips, incomplete. Bowie just did take his eyes off the ball and look upfield before he hauled that in. He would have had to run for a couple of extra to get the first down, but you'd have bet on him to do it the way he runs the football. But unfortunately for Hagen Bowie and Colby, he couldn't haul the pass in, and Colby goes 3 and out to start the second half. Carson Van Eaton will punt for the first time. 2 men deep to return, Sawyer and Ridenour. Andrew Ridenour deep for Cimarron, standing back at their own 40-yard line. Van Eaton's punt is a short end-over-ender. Takes a Colby bounce, rolls across midfield. It's scooped up by Sawyer at the 46. Sawyer sweeping to his right, has room within the Colby territory, down the sideline to the 40 to the 35, and he is shoved out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. 20-yard return for Charles Sawyer, and Cimarron is very much in business to start their first drive of the third quarter. With 10:33 to play in the third, Cimarron trailing 14-0. Will start with the ball at the Colby 33. Best starting field position of the night for either team, I believe. It is. Braxton Harrison leads the Cimarron offense out on the field. Receiver left is Sawyer. Ball in the near right hash as Cimarron goes left to right. Seabold the deep back in the pistol. Snap to Harrison, give to Seabold right up the middle, and Seabold spun around by his waist and then driven down hard by the tackler Zach Castiglione for Colby. Forward progress to the 30-yard line, a gain of 3 on first down for Seabold, whose longest run of the first half was just 7 yards. He's got the capability to be a big playmaker in the running game, but Colby has kept him by and large bottled up. Ball between the hashes at the Colby 30. Same personnel, except for a new tight end out there. That's Michael Feltman, or he's a fullback to the right of the pistol formation. Snap back to Harrison, give to Seabold off of left guard, and Seabold plows ahead and drags Reinhardt with him to the 25, where he is marked down. A 5-yard rush for Seabold brings up the 3rd down and 2. You'll recall last week, Colby came out of the locker room to start the second half with a 21-0 lead, then with 3 and out, and gave Hugoton short field, and Hugoton would go down and score. Colby defense hoping to avoid a full repeat of all of that. 3rd and 2 from the Colby 25. 9:19 to play, third quarter, 14-0 Colby. Pistol set. Harrison takes a high snap. Gives to Seabolt. He's drilled in the backfield. He lost the ball. Colby might be on it. Colby is out of the pile with the ball. It is Colby ball. Landon Reinhardt delivered the blow and recovered the fumble. What a play by Landon Reinhardt back at the 27, call it the 28-yard line. It's a loss of 3 on the run, and Colby forces the game's first turnover of the contest. They take over with 9:10 to play in the third at their own 28-yard line. What a play. What a night Landon Reinhardt is having defensively. On first down for Colby, Ryan Myers pitches to Jaron Rush. And Rush is looking to throw. Deep down the right sideline for Colin Carroll, who makes the catch, tiptoeing the sideline in Cimarron territory. Marked out of bounds at the 48-yard line of Cimarron. 24 yards on the completion from Rush to Carroll. How do you like that? Little trick play on that pitch. Colby's run that pitch successfully a lot tonight. And Colin Carroll ran a corner route, and Jaron Rush put it right on the money. First down, Colby at the Cimarron 48. Ball on the far right hash. Myers takes a shotgun snap, takes to Carroll on the sweep, keeps it up the middle, slips one tackle, crosses the 45, and then is tripped up as he tried to get outside the right hash. At the 43, maybe the 42-yard line, good first down play for Colby. To the 42, it's a pickup of 6 for Ryan Myers on just his 4th rushing attempt of the night. Second down and 4 for Colby, and they are running the no huddle with a 14-0 lead, 8.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Pistol set, Bowie the deep back. Receivers to either side. Motion from the receiver left, that's Rush. Handoff is fake to Bowie. It's an option right. Myers fakes the pitch, keeps it outside the right hash, across the numbers, has the first down to the 35-yard line. 7-yard rush for Ryan Myers, and Colby moves the sticks again. All of the momentum plays tonight, it seems, have been made by the Colby Eagles. You always want to force the game's first turnover. Landon Reinhardt with the big hit on Tate Seabolt on 3rd and short, recovered the fumble that he caused. Pistol set, a wing to the left, Bowie, who motions across the formation on 1st and 10 from the Cimarron 35. Snap back to Myers, hand off to Rush, the deep back, and he stumbles as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Lunges forward for a gain of about 3, maybe 4 to the 31, and they will call it a 40-yard gain on first down for Jaron Rush, who has both Colby touchdowns tonight. They lead 14-0 with 7:38 to play in the first half. Really friendly spot there for Rush at second and a short 6. 2 in the backfield, flanking Myers. Tight end to the right is Wallmeyer. Motion from the right, that's Carroll. He'll get it on the sweep going to the left. Haslam down the sideline. Nice stutter step and spin to get a couple of extra yards down to the 22-yard line before he is taken to the turf by the defensive back, Sawyer. That's a 9-yard run for Colin Carroll, his best rush of the night, and a first down for Colby. Colin Carroll got this drive started with the 24-yard catch on a gadget play, the pass from the running back, Jaron Rush. And now he has his longest rush of the night, and indeed the season so far. 1st and 10, Colby from the Cimarron 22. Ball in the near left hash. Pistol set. The fullback, Rush motions right. The handoff to Bowie going right. Bowie battering his way ahead down to the 10-yard line. Right down the middle of the field, right to the teeth of the Cimarron defense. Bowie for 12 and a first down for Colby. Outstanding drive thus far for the Eagles. It started back at their own 28 after the turnover that they forced, and now it's 1st and goal from the 10. 6:45 to play in the third. Colby trying to go up by 3 scores, leading 14-0. Pistol set. Carroll is the deep back. Trips, bunch to the left. Bowie, Bryce, Myers, and Rush. Ryan Myers takes the snap. Bubble screen left side. Caught by Rush. Rush makes a cut and is ripped down to the turf at about the 6. Tackle made by Michael Feltman on the play. Call it the 6-yard line on the catch and run. Maybe the nose of the ball sitting at the 5, so we will call it the 5. 5-yard reception by Jaron Rush. Second and goal for the 5 for Colby. And now they're slowing the tempo just a bit. Still not huddling, but slowing the tempo. Myers in the pistol, rush the deep back. Bowie up back to the right, the wing to the right, Carroll. Handoff going right, Jaron Rush. Rush makes a nice cut inside and plunges in for his third rushing touchdown of the night. Touchdown, Colby. Jaron Rush got behind the big boys on the right side of the offensive line. Nick Reamer and Landon Reinhardt. Bowie with the lead block. Rush as well, plowing his way in for his third touchdown tonight to make it 20-0 Colby. A 5-yard touchdown for Jaron Rush. Carson Van Eaton on for the extra point try. End over end kick is through the uprights, and with 5:45 left in the third, Colby 21, Cimarron nothing. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Don't just insure your stuff, strut your stuff with Strut Insurance Services. Darwin and his professional agents and Colby and Brewster represent a wide variety of insurance companies. They can personally shop for a specific company and policy that offer you the absolute best coverage for the best price on most anything you own. Auto, motorcycle, home, crop, farm. If it has a value to you, they can cover it. Strut Insurance Services is locally owned and operated with hometown agents that are experienced and offer fast claims. Located at 1675 West 4th Street in Colby and Brewster. Just look for the big yellow sign of Strut Insurance Services.
Back to normal. Have 3 words ever sounded so good? The world has changed in ways we never saw coming. But at Western State Bank, we're doing everything we can to keep your banking transactions as normal and convenient as possible. If you prefer an in-person experience, our lobbies are open. No appointment needed. If you'd rather keep your distance, use our mobile deposit and online tools, or swing by our drive-thru. Learn more and start opening an account online at WSBKS.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
An 8-play, 72-yard scoring drive for Colby that took 3 minutes and 25 seconds, capped off for the third time tonight by Jaron Rush. He's got a hat trick, 3 rushing touchdowns, this one from 5 yards away to make it a 21-0 Colby lead over Cimarron with 5:45 left in quarter number 3. Colby set to kick off deep. Carson Van Eaton will do the honors. Right boot is into it. It's a low squibber. Line drive, angled toward the near sideline. It's going to go out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So an illegal procedure penalty on the kickoff is the 6th penalty of the night for Colby, and Cimarron will take over with 5:45 left in the third at their own 35-yard line. Cimarron had great field position, starting their last drive at the Colby 33 after a good punt return by Charles Sawyer. Had a chance to get back within 1 score, but Landon Reinhardt forced and recovered a Tate Seabolt fumble. And Colby taking advantage, scoring after the turnover. Ball in the near right hash on 1st and 10 for Cimarron. Pistol set, deep back at Seabolt. Snap back to Harrison. Fake, and Harrison rolls right. Pressure from the backside. Now going to tuck it and lower the shoulder and dive ahead for what he can get. As he collided with Nick Reamer on the outside, Carson Van Eaton in on the play as well. Pickup of maybe 4 for Harrison. Call it 4 to the 39. Second down and 6 coming up for Cimarron. Two receivers to the left. Ridnour in the slot next to Sawyer. Rennick, the receiver, right. Luke Jansen back in as the fullback to the left of the pistol. Snap is a high one to Harrison. Another fake to Seabolt. Now he sprints left. Harrison looking to throw. He's on the left side. Coming back for the ball is Ridnour, and he can't get there. It's incomplete. Andrew Ridnour reaching back for the ball. Blanket coverage by Tyler Voss in there at defensive back, spelling, I believe, Ryan Myers. Scanning the sideline. No, Myers is out there, so Voss must be spelling somebody else at a safety or a linebacker spot. But a good play either way by Tyler Voss in coverage. And it's 3rd and 6 for Cimarron, who trail 21-0 with 4:55 left in the third. Voss is in there, it looks like, for Castiglione, linebacker. That's the change right now. Same formation. Feltman, the fullback, to the left now in the pistol, and miscommunication. The snap is beyond Harrison, and the play is blown dead on the false start. The Colby coaching staff can't believe that the play was blown dead, but there must have been movement elsewhere aside from the bad snap. That's the only reason you blow that play dead. Home crowd, of course, will feel that the whistle was blown in error, but it is a bit of a break that this is only a 5-yard loss and a chance to replay the down instead of about a 15-yard loss, as Harrison still hadn't recovered the loose ball when the whistle was blown and play stopped. Fifth penalty of the night for Cimarron turns 3rd and 6 into 3rd and 11 from the Cimarron 34. Same formation for Cimarron. Snap back to Harrison, play action. That's in the pocket, throwing it deep down the middle of the field, and it is off the hands of the intended receiver, Feltman, but a flag comes in. They're going to call Jaron Rush for pass interference, it looks like. The bad judge threw the flag. It looked like Rush got his hands on Feltman just as the ball was getting there, and that is going to turn a 3rd and long into a 1st down for Cimarron. A costly mistake by Colby. Jaron Rush just got there a little too soon. That functions as the best passing play of the night by far for Cimarron to move the ball to midfield. Call it the 49.5, ball on the Cimarron side of midfield. 4:46 to play in the 3rd. Colby leading 21-0. Ball in the near right hash, 2 receivers left. Pistol set with a fullback left. Handoff goes to Tate Seabolt right up the middle behind his center Blake Schilling, and he powers his way ahead for 3 before he's tripped up from behind by Hagen Bowie. Made his way down to the Colby 47, so call it a 3, maybe a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Out of the huddle come the Blue Jays. Same formation, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Fullback is Feltman to the left of Harrison in the pistol, and Seabolt the defense. Snap to Harrison, hand off to Seabolt, makes 1 man miss in the backfield, has the 1st down, lunging through contact down to the 40-yard line. Needed the 40 for the 1st down, needed 7, got them all. And a 1st down for Cimarron. The longest running play of the night for Tate Seabolt. 1st and 10 from the Colby 40. Under 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. Colby leading 21-0. Cimarron has had their chances, but they've all escaped by the wayside. Same formation for the Blue Jays on 1st down. Ball between the hashes. High snap back to Harrison. Another give to Seabolt up the middle. Bowie wraps up a leg and takes down Seabolt. That's appropriate. You probably hear a very similar call if they wrestled each other. I don't think they're quite in the same weight class. Seabolt 2nd place last year in the state at 170. Bowie 5th in the state at 195. 2 outstanding wrestlers and outstanding football players. That prototypical Western Kansas kid you hear referred to so approvingly across the great Sunflower State. Gain of 3 on that run for Seabolt makes it 2nd down and 7. Second and a short 7 for Cimarron. Same formation, and before the snap, Cimarron was running short on time on the play clock, so they call a timeout. We will take it as well. With 2:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Colby 21, Cimarron nothing. You're listening to the Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
One of the largest selection of combines in the entire Midwest is right now at your local John Deere American Implement dealer. Now, with the big selection of used machines, they're all clean, they're ready to roll, they have the service and parts team behind them, they're priced to sell with incentives like low financing, plus amazing lease deals. Yes, combines, plus tractors, sprayers, grain carts, and more at 16 different locations. Contact your local favorite salesman at your local American John Deere dealer. American Implement.
Understands what you're going through. Your time of loss, Ballman's here for you. To honor the lives of those dear to you. Northwest
1, Cimarron nothing, 2:45 to play in the third quarter. Blue Jays on the march trying to get on the board here at Denon Field in Colby. And a second down and 7 from the Colby 36. And out of the timeout, they're in the same formation. Bread and butter for them. Pistol with a fullback and 2 receivers to the left. High snap to Braxton Harrison. Short drop throw over the middle, and a diving Rennick can't get to it between the hashes at the 25. That's one that Rennick maybe should have had. It wasn't thrown that far out ahead of him. He had to dive for it, but it did hit him on the meaty part of the hands, and he could not haul it in. So Braxton Harrison stays perfect in the way you don't want to be. He is 0 for 10 now through the air. And that is not entirely his fault. There have been some good defensive plays by Colby in the passing game. There have also been a couple of drops. Third and a short 7 for Cimarron. Eli Green into the slot left next to Andrew Ridenour. Slot right is Luke Jans, and now he motions across right to left. Lone receiver right is Sawyer. Pistol snap back to Harrison. He sprints left. Pressure coming from the backside from Castiglione. Deep ball down the left sideline is a jump ball that's incomplete. Ryan Myers blanketing Andrew Ridenour down the left sideline at the 15. It wasn't quite a jump ball. It was thrown on a string. But Myers went up for it in front of Ridenour. Neither could get to it. And that brings up 4th down for Cimarron. They have tried 2 long field goals tonight. This field goal would be 50-plus, and they're not going to give Emmanuel Aguilar a chance to try that after he was short from 47 twice, kicking the same direction in the first half. Instead, Cimarron will go for it. 4th down and 7 from the Colby 36. Receivers are 2 by 2. Colby shows blitz. They come up the middle. Harrison escaping to his left, looking down the field to throw. He has nowhere to throw to. Tries to spin through a hit, and he's driven down on the far sideline by Landon Ridenour, Reinhardt, who catches up and makes the tackle short of the first down at the 30, call it the 32, the 33. Call it the 32. A 4-yard rush on 4th down and 7. And Colby holds. They force a turnover on down. The Eagles, with a 21-0 lead, take over with 2:28 to play in the third quarter, and they do so at their own 32-yard line. Ball on the far right hash on first down. Pistol snap back to Ryan Myers. Give to Hagan Bowie. The big back plowing his way up the middle, and he is shoved back by 4 white jerseys as soon as he reached the 30. 2-yard rush for Bowie, who has 125 yards on 13 carries tonight, including a 55-yarder, longest play of the night for both teams. Now you'd expect Colby to go into clock-eating mode, which they did so expertly in Hugoton last week. Double-wing shotgun on 2nd and 8. Motion from the right, the wing Carroll. An option to the left, late pitch to Carroll. Carroll gets the block, turns the corner, and is tackled from behind at the 34. A flag comes in behind the play as the play was coming to an end. It's a 5-yard rush for Carroll. We'll wait and see on the flag. Might have been a block in the back coming from behind the play. Haven't seen a signal yet, and it is on Colby. It is a block in the back, and it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which happened to be the end of the play, so it ends up a 5-yard penalty. And 2nd down and 8 becomes 2nd down and 13. Ball at the 30-yard line. Now call it 2nd and 12. Pistol set with a fullback to the left. And the fullback rush motions down the backfield as the snap comes in. The handoff to Bowie off of right tackle. Big hole for Bowie. Rumbling across the 40-yard line. And he has stood up there. Bowie for 10, maybe 11 on 2nd and long. 3rd and short upcoming for Colby. Spotted it at the 41, in fact, so call it a 11-yard rush for Bowie. 3rd down and 2. We approach a minute to play in the third quarter. Shotgun double wing. Motion from the right, the wing Carroll. End around a rush, sweeping to the right, stumbles through contact, and is able to dive for the first down. He may have lost the ball at the end of the play, but Colby got back on top of it at the 45-yard line, and it is a first down for the Eagles on a 4-yard rush by Jaron Rush. Under a minute to go now in the third. Colby moves the chains on third down. They've been so outstanding on this young season so far. First and 10 from the Colby 45. Shotgun, trips left, buoy to the left of Ryan Myers with the ball between the hashes. Chest high snap, Myers to throw. Drifting and now sprinting to his left with pressure from the backside. Now throws it back over the middle, has a catch at midfield. It's Jaron Rush who's hit hard and taken down by Braxton Harrison. A flag on the play. Way back in the backfield is going to be holding on Colby. That stops the clock with 27 seconds. So they'll pace it off. 10 yards from the spot, and the spot was all the way back at the 37. The ball goes back to the 27-yard line. That is an 18-yard penalty. First down and 28 for Colby. Line to gain at the 45 of Cimarron. Myers in the double wing shotgun. Motion from the right, it's Jaron Rush. He gets the pitch sweeping to the right. Runs through an ankle tackle at the 30 and is ripped down from behind by Andrew Ridnour, the safety, at about the 34-yard line. It's a 6-yard rush for Rush on first down. And that should take us to the end of the third quarter. Colby Eagle fans, put those 4 fingers in the air. It's fourth quarter time at Denon Field. Colby in command, leading Cimarron 21-0. We're back with the fourth quarter after this. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
There's a good chance that you can't go a day without running into a Colby Community College grad. It's a good thing, too. Around here, our graduates process your payrolls, clean your teeth, supply your beef, care for the sick, and a lot more. And our students know that when they leave CCC, they'll be able to make a living by making your life better. Find out more at colbycc.edu. Colby Community College. Challenge, create, connect.
This month at Colby Dodge, we are celebrating Ram Power Days as well as Jeep Adventure Days. Stop in today and take advantage of 0% financing for up to 72 months on select 2020 Jeep models, plus the 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn, plus no payments for 90 days. If we don't have what you're looking for, stop by or give us a call. We can locate it for you. The process is simple and quick. Visit us in person at exit 53, I-70, Colby, Kansas, or online 24/7 at colbydodge.com.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
Welcome back to Denon Field. I'm Dan Lucero. Fourth quarter time from Denon Field. Colby 21, Cimarron nothing as the Eagles look to win their 5th straight home opener and go to 2-0 on this 2020 season. They have the ball at their own 35-yard line, facing a second down and 20 after a holding penalty deep in the backfield on a pass play. Colby moving left to right on your radio dial. They have the ball on the right hash on this second and long. Ryan Myers takes a shotgun snap, and it's a quarterback draw. Up the middle goes Myers and has nowhere to run. He is twisted down by Tanner Bailey after a short gain. Good tackle made by the junior. A 2-yard rush for Ryan Myers. Third down and 18 coming up for the Eagles. Just joining us, Colby scored on the final play, offensive play of the first quarter. Made it 14-0 late in quarter number 2 and put up a touchdown in quarter number 3. They have scored in all 7 quarters so far this season. Shotgun set on 3rd and 18 for Colby. Snap back to Myers. Short throw to the outside right, has a catch it, or left rather. Bryce Myers across the 40. Big Bro finds Little Bro for a gain of about 6 to the 42. Call it a 5-yard connection from Myers to Myers. 5th different receiver to catch a pass for Ryan Myers tonight. But well short of the first down. And Colby will punt for the second time tonight. Carson Van Eaton on to do the honors. Jordan Smith and Charles Sawyer deep to return. Van Eaton back at his own 30. Good snap back from Edmondson, and the punt is away. End over end line drive. Bounces it to 30. Takes the Colby bounce. Takes it to 25 by Sawyer. Sawyer across the 30, trying to spin through a tackle and make it back to the middle of the field. But he is taken to the turf at the 32-yard line. Hunter Vaughn, sophomore, in on the special teams tackle. 33-yard punt and a return of 7 or 8 for Sawyer, and Cimarron down 21-0. Needs to show some urgency here with 10:29 to play in the game. They start this drive at their own 34, so it ends up a 9-yard return for Sawyer. And if they're going to move the ball expeditiously, they need to find something through the air. Braxton Harrison is 0 for 10 passing so far. He's in the pistol on first down with Tate Seabold as deep back. Colby shows blitz, the handoff to Seabold up the middle, and Seabold able to stumble through some contact, crossing the 35 between the hashes, up to about the 37. Landon Reinhardt, who's had a terrific game defensively for Colby with the tackle. Colin Carroll helping out as well. Gain of 4, maybe 5 on the run. Call it 5 for Seabold. Second down and 5 coming up for Cimarron. A little quicker out of the huddle here, but no huddle yet for Mike Schartz's Blue Jays. Pistol set, fullback is Feltman to the left. Snap to Harrison, gives it to Seabold right up the middle. Wallmeyer grabs him around the waist, and Seabold, with powerful leg drive, able to surge across the 40 right between the hashes and make his way up to the 42. Seabold had to fight for those extra yards, but ended up picking up 4 on the run and bringing up a 3rd down and 1. That's the 18th carry for Seabold tonight, but he has largely been kept in check. 48 yards rushing tonight for Seabold. 3rd and 1, pistol set for Cimarron. High snap back to Harrison, will throw. Looking outside to the right, throwing a slant. It's over the head of Sawyer at midfield, incomplete. Sawyer had inside position on the defensive back that time, Myers, but Harrison just couldn't put it on him. And it's 4th down and a yard for Cimarron, and down 21-0 with 9:07 to go. They have no choice but to go for it on their own side of the field at their own 42. Ball between the hashes. The receiver goes right. Another receiver left. The tight end to the right. Rennick, the fullback, to the right of Harrison. Now Felton motions into the backfield to the left of Harrison. Full house backfield. Give it to Seabold. Up the middle. Has the 1st down and more. Nearing midfield. Jumping on his back from behind to make the tackle was, I believe, Reinhardt. Colin Carroll was there as well. Gain of 6 for Seabold on the 4th down, and that moves the chains for Cimarron. They absolutely had to have it there, and they got it. 1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays from midfield. Under 9 minutes to play in the game. Receivers 2 to the right, 1 to the left in the pistol on 1st down. Harrison takes the snap, gives it to Seabold, makes one cut in the backfield, and kind of stumbled, losing his footing. And Jaron Rush and Nick Reamer escort Seabold to the turf at the Colby 45, a 5-yard run on 1st down. Seabold starting to carve out more consistent chunks of yardage, 5 and 6, where it had been 2 and 3 earlier in the game, but doesn't do you a lot of good when you're down 21-0 in the 4th quarter. Cimarron in a hurry now. Play action on 2nd down. Harrison to throw deep down the right sideline on the wheel route, looking for Ridnour, and he overshot him. Ridnour had the separation from Carroll in coverage, but the pass landed about 5 yards beyond Ridnour's reach. And Braxton Harrison's tough night passing continues. He's now 0 for 12 through the air. 3rd and 5 for Cimarron with 8:05 to play. Colby with a 21-0 lead here at Denon Field. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 KRDQ Colby as we approach the 9 o'clock hour here in Northwest Kansas. Confusion pre-snap. Rennick went to the right first. Now he goes into the slot left. Feltman, the fullback, to the Harrison's left. This will snap chest high, handoff to Seabold off left end, and He is dropped by Nick Reamer at the line of scrimmage. Low man wins, and Nick Reamer was low man on that play. No gain for Siebel. 4th and 5 upcoming. And once again, with no recourse, down 21-0 in the fourth quarter, Cimarron will go for it. This is an eyebrow-raising score from the GWAC tonight. Holcomb in command against Scott City. They lead 22-7 in the fourth quarter. Holcomb about to be in a very impressive 2-0. 4th and 5 for Cimarron. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Harrison in the pistol takes the snap. Play action. Rolling right. Pressure in his face. Throwing outside of the stick. And did Sawyer keep his feet in bounds? He did. What a catch by Charles Sawyer. With his back facing the sideline, he toe dragged at the Colby 35. The first completion of the night for the Cimarron Blue Jays is a 10-yard connection to Sawyer from Harrison for a first down to keep the drive alive. First and 10 for Cimarron from the Colby 35. Ball on the far right hatch as the Blue Jays move right to left. 2 receivers to the wide side left. And there was pre-snap movement from the fullback at that time. Luke Jansen sort of tipped over forward a bit. And that will cost Cimarron 5 yards with the false start. First and 10 becomes first and 15. 7:13 to play in the game. Colby 21, Cimarron nothing. About a 3-minute drive for Cimarron now, but they need to score 3 times. Snap to Harrison, gives to Siebold, sweeping left. Big gain for Siebold, down the sideline to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and lost the ball on his way out of bounds. The flag comes in at about the 6-yard line. It's a 34, maybe a 33-yard run for Tate Siebold, but there is a flag. And that's going to be a face mask on Colby that will tack on some more. So 33 yards on that run, the biggest offensive play of the night for Colby, and that's the first time that Tate Siebold had anything looking like open field. That brings him to 92 yards on 22 carries. And the ball moves ahead to the 4-yard line on the face mask. First and goal for Cimarron. With 7:04 to play. Pistol set. Give it to Siebold again. The deep back off of right guard. And the Colby defense swarms and stops Siebold for no gain. A team photo of the Colby defense on that tackle. Declan Ryan leading the way. Tanner Trussell in on it as well. He's getting some defensive tackle snaps here. Second and goal coming up from the 4. 11th play of the drive. Once again, it's Siebold off of right tackle, and this time he keeps the legs moving forward and surges into the end zone for a Cimarron touchdown. Cade Siebold, first rushing touchdown of the year, is a 4-yarder, and Cimarron is on the board with 6:34 to play in the game. They trail Colby 21-6. And it appears that Cimarron will go for 2. They were 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions last week in their loss to Holcomb. Full house pistol set. 2 up backs and the deep back Siebold. It's a keeper running to the right as Harrison makes the cut, makes one man miss, makes a second man miss, and swivels his way across the goal line to complete the 2-pointer. So Cimarron is on the board with 8, but they still have a ways to go. Colby leading Cimarron 21-8 with 6:34 to play in the game. We're back in a minute. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
The Colby Free Press brings residents of Thomas County news, pictures, and commentary on the happenings, issues, and events that impact the lives of residents of Thomas County. The Colby Free Press is informative and affordable. The Colby Free Press is a local daily newspaper that has earned a great reputation for journalistic excellence and extensive knowledge of the local communities of Colby, Rexford, Brewster, and surrounding communities.
I'll
Optimize your yield with Case IH Axial Flow Combines at Colby Ag Center. From header to spreader, Axial Flow's industry-leading innovations put higher quality grain in the tank and more profits in your pocket. Get the capacity you need with easy adjustment options to match your crop and field condition, all while minimizing potential grain loss. Take control of your harvest and rethink your productivity. For more on Case IH Axial Flow Combines, visit Colby Ag Center, Oakley Ag Center, and Hoxie Implement today.
You're listening to Colby Eagles football.
Cimarron is on the board after an 11-play, 66-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 55 seconds off the clock. Tate Siebel's 4-yard run and Braxton Harrison's 2-point conversion makes it 21-8 in Colby's favor with 6:34 left in the game. Colby being wary of the possibility of a Cimarron onside kick here, but Aguilar is 10 yards deep of the football. He approaches, and it is a deep kick, high and end over end, and it chases the Colby return man all the way into the end zone. Ryan Myers watches it down for a touchback. 6:34 left for Colby to go to 2-0. They can pick up a couple of first downs on this drive. Will go a long way toward salting away another victory. Ball between the hashes as Colby goes left to right here in the fourth. Ryan Myers in a shotgun to wing on first down. He turns and gives to Hagen Bowie, and Bowie off of right guard has a big gain across the 25 up to about the 28-yard line. Tanner Bailey in on the tackle with Braxton Harrison. And more tough running by Hagen Bowie, who's been the main man tonight on the ground for the Colby Eagles. He picks up 8 there. He's got 144 yards on 15 carries unofficially. Second down and 2 coming up. Shotgun set, Bowie to the left of Ryan Myers. 2 receivers to the left side. Motion from the right, Colin Carroll. And a fake to him. Myers keeps. Myers bending it outside to the right. Has the first down, then driven out of bounds by the tackler Clay Frink at the 34, maybe the 35. See where they spot this. It's first down either way. Call it a 7-yard rush for Ryan Myers on the option keeper. He has consistently made good decisions through the first 2 games on that option keeper as to when to leave it in the gut of the runner or the motion man and when to keep it himself. Full house pistol backfield on 1st and 10 from the Colby 35. Deep back is Bowie. Myers takes the snap, and it's Bowie getting downhill out of the pistol across the 40 along the right hash up to the 41-yard line. Asher Navarro, the defensive lineman, with the stop on the play for Cimarron, but not before. Bowie picks up 6 more to get him to 150 yards rushing tonight. 5.5 minutes to play in this one. Colby with a 21-8 lead. And they have moved the ball in just 4 plays up to the Cimarron 41. Pistol set, Bowie the up back to the left. Tight end Wallmeyer to the right. Receiver to the left. Ryan Myers takes a low snap, turns, and hands off to Colin Carroll. Tried to bounce it outside left. That was a bad plan. Braxton Harrison knifing in from his cornerback spot. Drops Carroll back at the 39 for a loss of 2. Carroll, it didn't look like trusted his blocker there or trusted the hold in front of him and tried to bounce it outside immediately. And he's done that a couple of times so far this season. First-year starter at one of the running back spots for Reese McKinney's Eagles. Sometimes the shortest pass between 2 points is a straight line. 3rd and 6 with 4:40 and counting to play. Big play for the Cimarron defense. They need a stop. Colby up 21-8. Pistol set, handoff, fake. Myers keeps around right in. Late pitch to Rush. Rush has the first down up near midfield along the near sideline before he's shoved out of bounds. Jordan Smith escorted Rush out of bounds, but not before he picks up 11. Call it 12 to the Cimarron 49 and a first down for Colby. And at this stage in the game, they are all big first downs. With 4:22 left, Colby leading 21-8. They have a fresh set of downs in Cimarron territory. Full house backfield once again in that pistol set. Bowie the deep back and 2 backs surrounding Ryan Myers. 5 yards deep of his center, Declan Ryan. Motion out of the backfield from Carroll to the left. A fake inside, a handoff, bouncing outside right is Bowie. He is tripped up by his ankle by Tate Siebel. Bowie outside the right hash stumbles down to the 46-yard line for a gain of 3. 17th carry of the night for Hagen Bowie. He has been the proverbial bell cow this evening for Reese McKinney's offense. 3.5 minutes to play in this one. Second down and a short 7. Bowie switches sides now to the right of Myers in the gun. Wing to the left, receiver to the right. The wing in motion, that's Rush. He'll get it on the sweep, going to the right. And jumping on his back is Hunter Rennick to make the tackle. A flag comes in as Rush was being taken down at the 42. It's a gain of 4, but we'll wait on the flag. It is a face mask on Cimarron. That will tack on 5, and it gives the Eagles a first down. The ball moving up to the 36. So a 5-yard rush there for Jaron Rush. And a first down for Colby. 80 yards on 15 carries for Jaron Rush tonight. Approaching 3 minutes to play in this one. Colby with a 21-8 lead, trying to melt the clock. Myers takes a high shotgun snap, and off to Rush, sweeping right, has good downfield blocking, and Jaron Rush has another first down along the near sideline right down close to the 20. Ruled to have stepped out of bounds at about the 22. First down, Eagles. A 13-yard run for Jaron Rush, and he is getting close to being the second Eagle into the century mark rushing tonight. 2:37 and counting to play in the game. Colby with a 1st and 10 at the Cimarron 23. Not in a hurry to score, but a touchdown would surely ice it. Up back and a wing to the right, shotgun set, Rush to the left of Ryan Myers. Myers takes the snap, chest high, pivots and gets to Rush off of right tackle. Another big hole for Rush. Stripped to the ball from behind, it appeared, by Tate Siebold, but the knee was down first for Rush at the 15. Almost a huge play by Tate Siebold to maintain a pulse for Cimarron, but instead Rush was down after an 8-yard carry. And that gets him up over 100 yards tonight. He's at 101 on 17 carries unofficially. Minute 45 and counting to play in the game now. 2nd and 2 for Colby. Shotgun with Carroll to Myers' right. Receiver left is Rush. 2 tight ends and a wing to the wide side of the field left, ball in the near right hash. Myers takes the snap and hands to Carroll. Carroll makes a nice jump cut, crosses the 15, and then is tackled by Mason Escom at the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of, let's call it 1, bringing up 3rd and a short 2. The clock continuing to run. Cimarron has 2 timeouts, but down by 2 scores. Mike Sharp seems content to leave those in his back pocket. He can take them back to Cimarron with him. Not sure what good they'll do him there. 3rd and 1 with under a minute to play now. If Colby gains the first down, this could be the last meaningful snap of this football game. Pistol set. Snap back to Myers. Hand off to Bowie. Trying to get to the edge right, and is close to the first down. That play strung out close to the sideline. Bowie is ruled down at the 11. That'll be a 3-yard gain and a first down for Colby, and that will effectively end it. Bowie very nearly went out of bounds, but he managed to stay in, and the clock will wind. Under 30 seconds to play in this game now, and Colby can take a knee if they want. Again, Cimarron does not believe, or does not seem inclined to take their final 2 timeouts tonight. And Colby very much looks like a football team who knows they have this game won. In fact, they may not have to snap it again. And handshakes being exchanged on the sideline and on the field. They don't have to snap it again. The final 5 seconds will pass without incident, and for the 5th straight years, the Colby Eagles have won their home opener. Colby is 2-0. It is the final from Denon Field tonight. Colby 21, Cimarron 8. The Eagles are 2-0 and 2-0 in GWAC play. The Blue Jays of Cimarron dropped to 0-2 and 0-2 in league action. Don't you go anywhere. We've got the Farmers and Rangers Bank postgame show coming up. We'll get you the final stats. We'll hear from head coach Reese McKinney, and we'll bring you the Colby Tough player of the game. That's all coming up on the Farmers and Ranchers Bank postgame show. You've been listening to Colby Eagle Football. The Eagles on radio, 100.3 The Ride.
I'm Darrell Henry, your Colby Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Colby Eagles on 100.3 The Ride. Call me or stop by my office at 485 North Court for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Jim's finally taking that safari he's always dreamed of, but against Agnes's advice, Jim didn't get his eyes checked at funk optometry before leaving. Let's check in.
On the left side, we have the majestic African...
Zebras! I see them!
Wildebeest. On the right...
It's an elephant! I thought their trunks would be bigger.
That is a hippo. They don't have...
I didn't know there were kangaroos in Africa! I need a picture!
Wait, no, get back in the...
Hi. See all of life's big moments clearly. Get your eyes checked at funk optometry in downtown Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie today.
Those kangaroos are vicious!
Hi, this is Kyle Rail with Farm Credit of Western Kansas and Colby. At Farm Credit, we support rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services today and tomorrow. Farm Credit's mission is providing farmers and ranchers with the capital that they need to make their business successful. And because a steady flow of credit means more jobs and economic growth, Farm Credit is helping invest in the vibrancy of your local community. Stop in and see me on Thursdays from 9 to 1 in the GCDC meeting room across the street from the dugout in Grainfield, or call me at 785-443-4745.
With High Plains Co-op, it's great to know that the more things change, the more things stay the same. High Plains Co-op with locations in Hoxie, Dresden, Grainfield, Gem, Halford, Park, Selden, and in Levant. They're here to give you the service you deserve. High Plains Co-op is available for your grain, fuel, and feed needs. Check out their website at highplainscoop.com for up-to-date markets. Standing with you is High Plains Co-op.
Just like cooler temperatures are around the corner, so too is your local Hoover Lumber Ace hardware store. Protect your lawn this fall and winter with their selection of winterizer. If you haven't upgraded your grill already, they've got a wide selection of not only grills but smokers and the super popular Blackstone griddles. Hoover has it all. Bulk lumber, a great selection of hardware, and right now special on Benjamin Moore paints. Stop in and see why they're #1 in customer satisfaction for 13 out of 14 years. Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby. Open every day but Sunday.
This is Brent with Farms and Merchants Bank. As the only Colby chartered bank, we understand the commitment and importance of keeping your money local to help grow the community. We would like to thank all of our businesses and farmers for all their hard work and patronage. If you're not one of our customers and are thinking of a change, think of us and see the difference a local bank makes. We have our roots where other banks only have their branches. We're stable, secure, your community bank. Farms and Merchants, together making a difference. Member FDIC.
It is a final from Denon Field. The Colby Eagles are 2-0. They have defeated the Cimarron Blue Jays tonight. 21-8 is the final score. And for the Eagles, they go to 2-0 and 2-0 in the GWAC. Cimarron drops to 0-2 and 0-2 in GWAC play. Welcome into the Farmers and Ranchers Bank Postgame Show. I'm Dan Lucero. Go ahead and get you a scoring summary of this one as Colby would strike first on the final offensive play of the first quarter. Colby was stopped on downs on their first offensive possessions, but they forced 3 and outs on Cimarron's first 2 possessions. After the second 3 and out, Colby took over at their own 14-yard line, marched 86 yards in 13 plays in 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Jaron Rush capping off the scoring drive with a 1-yard run. And Carson Van Eaton adding the extra point to make it 7-0 Colby. They would double their lead late in the first half, taking over at their own 29 after a missed 47-yard field goal by Cimarron. They needed just 5 plays to go 71 yards, thanks in large part to a 55-yard touchdown or 55-yard run by Hagen Bowie. 2 plays after that on second and goal from the 7, it was Jaron Rush again, a 7-yard touchdown to make it 14-0 after the Van Eaton extra point with 3:18 to play in the first half. Cimarron would miss another 47-yard field goal in the final seconds of the first half. It was 14-0 Colby at the break. Colby started the second half with the football, but went 3 and out. Cimarron had great field position after a good punt return. They started the Colby 33 and had a 3rd down and 2. Biggest defensive play of the game came right thereafter, or on that 3rd and 2 play, as Landon Reinhardt stripped Tate Siebold and recovered the fumble, giving Colby the football at their own 28-yard line. And 8 plays and 72 yards later, Colby was in the end zone. It was Rush again for the hat trick. To the right, there's a wing to the right, Carroll. And off going right, Jaron Rush. Rush makes a nice cut inside and punches in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. Touchdown, Colby. Jaron Rush got behind the big boys on the right side of the offensive line. Nick Reamer and Landon Reinhardt buoying the lead block. Rush as well, plowing his way in for his 3rd touchdown tonight to make it 20-0 Colby. Van Eaton good with the extra point. It might get to the point where you can just assume that he was good with the extra point. With 5:45 left in the 3rd, Colby led 21-0. That would be the score going into the 4th quarter. Cimarron's offense would finally show some signs of life and go 11 plays, 66 yards in 3 minutes and 55 seconds for a touchdown. A 4-yard touchdown run by Tate Siebold and a 2-point conversion run by Braxton Harrison made it 21-8 with 6:34 to go. But that's enough time for Colby to pound it out on the ground and run out the clock, and that's exactly what the Eagles did. Cimarron didn't see the ball again after that. Colby wins it 21-8. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will hear from head coach Reese McKinney. We will have the final stats for you, and we will name our Colby Dodge Ram Tough Player Game. It's the Farmer and Ranchers Bank pregame or postgame show continues. You're listening to Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'll take a small Coke.
And I'll have a large, please.
You know, you can get any size Coke for just $1, right?
So, a small Coke is just $1?
Uh-huh.
And the large is just $1?
Yes. Are you guys okay?
You just blew our different size minds. Sorry, he got excited again.
It's nice getting any size bang for your buck. So come into McDonald's and get an ice-cold, delicious any size Coke for just $1. On card only. Price and participation may vary.
There's something in your home's air this fall. Feel it? It's the perfect air that comes from reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. There are savings in the air, too. McKee Inc. is offering $1,350 in rebates, plus payments as low as $132 a month on a new Lennox system. To rethink your air and learn more, call McKee Inc. at 75-462-3132. For great products, big savings, and perfect air, think McKee Inc., your local Lennox dealer. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Nextech Wireless, the best coverage, latest technology provider that's right here in your own backyard. And about that latest technology part, get the sweet new iPhone and unlimited data for under $30 a month. Want more? Switch to Nextech Wireless and get a $100 gift card per line, too. So switch now. Get yourself that new iPhone, save some cash, and one more thing. The great customer service, always free. It's time for something different. Nextech Wireless. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
This is Brent with Farmers and Merchants Bank. As the only Colby chartered bank, we understand the commitment and importance of keeping your money local to help grow the community. We would like to thank all of our businesses and farmers for all their hard work and patronage. If you're not one of our customers and are thinking of a change, think of us and see the difference a local bank makes. We have our roots where other banks only have their branches. We're stable, secure, your community bank. Farmers and Merchants, together making a difference. Member FDIC.
The final tonight, Colby defeats Cimarron in Greater West Activities Conference action as we're back into the Farmers and Ranchers Bank postgame show. I'm Dan Lucero. We are in the midst of the homecoming court being named, and the court is full of football players, as you might anticipate. I think I see Zach Castiglione down there. So check that. That's Hagen Bowie. Nick Reamer's down there. Also see freshman Brody McGreer is down there, and Landon Reinhardt is down there. Landon Reinhardt played a whale of the game tonight. He's not going to have any individual stats that I can give you because I don't stat tackles. I'm only one man after all, but he had a bunch of tackles, and he had the most critical defensive play of the game, the strip and recovery of Tate Siebold on 3rd and short in Colby territory early in the 3rd quarter. When Colby led just 14-0, Cimarron had the chance to get back in the game. That was their best chance to get back in it. but Landon Reinhardt made the big play. Peyton Wallmeyer's down there, too, as well, is with part of the court. So, too, is Tobin Gardner, another senior for this Colby Eagle team. We are waiting on head coach Reese McKinney. We expect that he will join us here shortly. Until he does, let's start with the final stats for tonight's game. Colby, 63 offensive plays, 390 yards, 309 on the ground on 52 carries, and 81 through the air on 11 pass attempts. Through the air tonight, Ryan Myers, 7 of 10 for 57 yards. And we'll get you the rest of those stats after Reese McKinney joins us, head coach of the victorious Colby Eagles, joining us here on the Farmers and Ranchers Bank postgame show. And Reese, once again, a defensive effort where your front four really set a tone until the end of the game, kept Tate Seabolt bottled up. What is your front four doing so well at the point of attack that's allowing you to dominate those games in the way you are so far?
Well, they're big and they're physical. They do those things real well, and a lot of guys don't want to play against somebody as physical as these guys can get. And when all four of them are healthy and going at it, they're a pretty tough front four. I'd put them up against any.
Taking your physicality on the ground, unofficially 200-yard rushers tonight. Bowie 159 yards, Rush 101 yards. You're really getting everybody involved in that running game. Ryan Myers running the option really well. Much easier does it make when you've got everybody involved and you can spread the touches out and know that you've got home run hitters?
Yeah, I mean, it makes the defense play the whole field, and that's what every coach dreams to have. And we have kids all over the place to make plays. And they all work hard to help each other, too. So they don't just, the line block regardless of who's running, and the wings and the slot receivers or the other running backs not running the ball, they block hard to be able to get things done, too. I mean, they help their brothers out like they're supposed to. They're unselfish. And it's really proud of them to get to be their coach. Tobin Gardner just wins the homecoming king there.
It's good to be king.
Yeah, great young man. I love that kid. So he's honored his dad. That guy.
So he is being honored down on the field right now.
Sorry.
I want to ask too about another guy who had a big game, and we were just talking about him before you got over here. Landon Reinhardt makes the biggest defensive play of the game with that strip and the recovery on Seabolt in the third quarter. Yeah, he was everywhere on defense tonight. That was a big effort from him.
Yeah, he's a great defensive player. He has been for a couple of years now. We've always been real impressed with his ability to just show up exactly where you want him to be every time. I mean, his instincts are insane. His eyes are good, and then he likes to hit. So he loves to get in there, get physical, and mix it up. And that's usually something you can't teach. They either like contact or they don't, and he loves it.
Congratulations. 2-0, pretty good place to be. Where do you go from here? What do you look at right now and say to your kids, don't be satisfied? 2-0 is a long way from where you want to be.
Well, they set their goal for the end of the season, so they know it's not over. They're looking for that end game. They're still looking for the finish, the final. They're not satisfied. I know they're not. They wouldn't have put in all the work they put in this summer, not knowing if they'd have a season if they were going to lay down after a 2-0 start. So I'm confident they're going to come to work tomorrow and start lifting weights. They're going to look good in there, and then we're going to have a good week of practice.
Heck of a start. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
That is head coach Reese McKinney as the Eagles victorious over Cimarron 21-8. Let's get back to those final stats. Telling you about the passing numbers tonight. Again, these are unofficial totals. Ryan Myers, 7 of 10 for 57 yards through the air. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Jaron Rush completed a 24-yard pass on a gadget play in the third quarter. Through the air, leading receiver was Colin Carroll. He caught that 24-yard pass from Rush. It was the longest offensive passing play of the night for either team. 2 catches for 31 yards for Carroll. 2 receptions for 18 yards for Peyton Wallmeyer. Jaron Rush got 2 passes for 14 yards. Hagan Bowie had a 13-yard reception, and Bryce Myers got a pass for 5 yards. On the ground, you heard me say it in the interview with Reese McKinney, 200-yard rushers unofficially for the Eagles tonight. Hagan Bowie, 19 carries for 159 yards, and Jaron Rush, 17 for 101, and all 3 Colby touchdowns. Ryan Myers rushed 7 times for 44 yards. Colin Carroll, 8 carries for 8 yards, and the team with 1 rush for a loss of 3 on the kneel down that ended the first half. Numbers for Cimarron in a losing effort tonight. They gained 149 yards on 45 snaps, 139 on 32 rushes, and just 10 yards over the air on 13 pass attempts. The quarterback, Braxton Hamilton, 1 of 13 for 10 yards. The lone reception for 10 yards was Charles Sawyer. Tate Siebold rushed 24 times for 96 yards, and the lone touchdown for Cimarron. Braxton Harrison had 8 rushes for 43 yards. Colby a little bit penalty prone tonight, more so than in their opener. 10 penalties for 86 yards, 7 penalties for 37 yards tonight for Cimarron. And Cimarron committed the lone turnover of the game. Add it all up, you get to 21-8. Colby winners over Cimarron. Tonight they go to 2-0 in GWAC play. Also 2-0 in the GWAC. The Holcomb Longhorns, who stunned Scott City tonight, 30-13. A dominant performance by the Longhorns as they take down the Beavers to go to 2-0 overall and 2-0 in the GWAC. Scott City 1-1 and 1-1 in GWAC play. Hugoton earns their first win of 2020, beating Ulysses 28-6. Hugoton 1-1, 1-1 in the GWAC. Ulysses the same. Goodland came up short tonight in overtime. They lost to Bridgeport of Nebraska 26-20. Time now to name our Colby Dodge Ram Tough player of the game. Got to give it to the man who had a hat trick of touchdowns tonight. Senior running back Jaron Rush. 17 carries, 101 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Also completed a 24-yard pass and caught 2 passes for 14 yards. Jaron Rush did it all tonight in a winning effort for the Eagles. He is your Colby Dodge Ram Tough player of the game. That's going to do it for tonight's coverage of the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride. The Eagles 2-0 on the season with their win tonight. They will be back in action on the road. This was their final home game of September. They have 3 road games in the season's first month, and then play 3 home games in October. They are on the road next Friday night against the Tigers of Ulysses. You will be able to hear it right here on 100.3 The Ride, the Funk Optometry pregame show, getting coverage started at 6, and kickoff in Ulysses scheduled for 7 o'clock. Hope you will join us for that one. But that will do it for tonight from Denon Field. One more time, your final score. Colby 21, Cimarron 8. I'm Dan Lucero. It was my pleasure and privilege bringing you tonight's ball game. Hope you enjoyed listening as much as I enjoyed describing the action for you. And I know if you're a Colby Eagle fan, wherever you are, you enjoyed tonight's results as the Eagles move to 2-0. Till next time, it's good night from Denon Field. And thanks once again for listening to the Eagles on Radio, 100.3 The Ride.
This month at Colby Dodge, we are celebrating Ram Power Days